Hello, folks, and welcome to Sandite TV. Here at Memorial Stadium, we are at home in beautiful Sand Springs, Oklahoma. I'm Asa Lucas, alongside my trusted partner in crime, a man who I would rather discuss sandwiches than anything else. Besides, maybe football as well, Chris.
It's all about the food, Asa. We talk about food a lot. So, well, welcome. It's good to be back here in the press box and looking forward to a great night.
Coming off of a win, and we are now hosting the Stillwater Pioneers, undefeated in 6A2.
Ranked number 1 coming in here. We've watched them warm up here for the last 30, 45 minutes, and they look well-oiled.
As we've discussed, Chris, this is arguably the best team on our schedule outside of Bixby. You know, Stillwater's been the district championship or semifinals the last 4 years, 2-0 in the district, and they show a lot of packages. Split zone, power counter. You mind explaining what those are to the fans back home?
Well, yeah, they come out and they're just going to tell you, hey, we're versatile here. We can do a little bit of everything offensively that we want. You know, so they're going to give you a couple different looks up front, and then they're going to they may, you know, cram the backfield with a couple guys, or they may go empty, or you know, it's just a whole bunch of different looks. It's really hard actually to plan and prepare for, but talking to Coach Klink and some of the staff this week, it sounds like they really are going to focus first on the run.
I mean, this Stillwater team has done a phenomenal job this season. They've outscored their opponents 219-75, winning by an average of 4 touchdowns. Last week, they won against Booker T on the road 38-6.
I watched that game a couple times, DVR'd it, and they just took control from the start, and Booker T just never got in a rhythm and got going at all. And man, I saw the weapons that they're probably going to try to utilize. I saw what Stillwater liked to do, and you know, their running back Noah Roberts got on track really early and often.
And we do have Mark Dunn here. Aside from a 36-33 win over Norman in Week 3, the closest another team has been to upsetting Stillwater throughout the first half of this season was in Week 1 when the Pioneers defeated Greenwood, Arkansas 41-27. Chris, what do you think has been contributing to Stillwater's offensive dominance?
Well, you know, you can't overlook Gage Gundy, a guy that you know, grows up in not only a college quarterback's home, but also just knows the game, talks the game, and is very, very wise and heady player, plays smart. A very mature player. That helps. You know, you got a guy like that leading an offense. You know, that's gonna kind of be your key. And then the Noah Roberts in the run game. They've got a couple very, very big and outstanding offensive linemen up front. One young man's going D1 for sure. Their center, and is already committed to Oklahoma State. Going to stay in town.
Number 76, Jacoby Sanders.
Yes, and then so that you know, when you have those pieces. That helps, and don't forget the number 3, Talon Kendrick, seems to be Gundy's favorite target, and he's great at everything that he does. He catches the ball well. He makes guys miss after the catch and gets yardage after the catch. So he's a big target. I watched him specifically in warm-ups, and just a great-looking athlete.
Interesting fact about Jacoby Sanders, he holds all of the weight room records for Pioneer football.
How about that? I'm glad you looked that up. That's I mean, he looks like, I think his nickname's the Road Grader, and he looks like a road grader and does a great job up front. I watched him in a couple of different games, and I do know he got nicked up a little bit against UConn, I think, and but he seems to be back and in just, you know, normal form for this game. So
he has been contributing quite a bit to the Pioneer rushing offense. They average over 196 rushing yards per game. We talked about Noah Roberts. He's rushed for over 665 yards and 14 touchdowns on 103 carries.
Wow, that's impressive. You know, but these guys, you know, they do what they do well. That's the one thing that you see with Stillwater as they come in. Very well-coached team, very disciplined team, and a team that knows they know what their strengths are, and they take advantage of it.
As you were talking about with me, the difference between a Stillwater team and a Bixby team, not only with size of the school, but the Bixby roster just has these D1, D2 talents, and Stillwater, while very successful, they do the little things right. They know how to read blocks properly. They know how to scheme correctly. There's not a lot of guys necessarily talent-wise that could outplay Sand Springs.
Right. But I think, like we've discussed, there's Stillwater's assignment sound, and they just do what they do at the line of scrimmage, at the point of attack very well. A very low penalized team, a team that gets the most out of their players and their talent. And Coach Tucker Bernard does a great job with his system, and they do a lot of things very well. And so they're going to be a tough opponent for Sand Springs tonight.
All right, so now we could talk about a few good things going on for Sand Springs coming off of their win against Tahlequah. Number one, I think arguably the biggest impact on the defense, Dominic Ornelas is back.
He is back, and that's going to be a big addition again up front, and also just as a leader. He's a guy that's a team captain, a guy that helps set the tone within not only the on the field but in the locker room and with the team. It's great to have that chemical piece, that chemistry back.
And I was very happy to see the penalty performance. Sand Springs, after back-to-back games with over 150 yards in penalties, the team only had 30 yards against the Tigers with no unsportsmanlike flags.
Yeah, that's great. And you know Coach Klink and his staff focused on that for the last 2 weeks. I've made it out to practice a couple times both weeks, and there has been extra emphasis on staying disciplined and staying away from the penalty flags and doing things right, including cleaning your locker and taking your gear home and making it look right. And so, I mean, they're going from, inside to outside to take care of avoiding costly penalties.
At one point during the game in Tahlequah, they were down 21-0. They were able to score 19 unanswered points to win 25-21.
I think that's what's impressive to me about last week. And as I had a chance to visit with Coach Klink, he talked about overcoming adversity and the opportunities that they had during that game just to get back in the mix, get back in the game, and then finally close it out with a victory. But, they had some questionable calls. Don't mind saying it on air that, that one touchdown in the far end zone, boy, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that they had to overcome some things as a team on an away game, which it's always hard to win away from home, and they overcame some things to beat a really good Tahlequah team.
Chris, we've called a lot of games starting off with Sand Springs behind, always playing catch-up. I would just love for one night, especially tonight, if I can choose, maybe a little early Christmas present, let Sand Springs take the lead early.
That would be nice if they really just put them on their heels early and got some points on the board and just showed a little bit of spark that way. We haven't. Truthfully, we have not called a game that the Sandites have been ahead, from the get-go. So, Sapulpa scored on them right off the bat. Bixby put them down right off the bat. Ponca City, it just was one game after another where they had to fight out of these terrible holes. And that's one thing that the kind of the reflection of this team is they're not going to give up, but it's really a lot easier if you don't get down so quick.
You won't need such impressive defensive performances last week for the Sandites. So the team was led by Ella Fritz, Gatlin Gunn, and R.J. Sminnick with 6 tackles each. Cash Lucas had 5. That defensive front and even the secondary was really stepping up, trying to help the Sand Springs offense find their momentum on the road last week, and it worked out beautifully.
I think when you look back on the victory that they had against Tahlequah, you do need to give kind of award the medal or whatever to the defense. Those guys really hung tough the whole game, although they gave up some points early and one questionable call. Those guys over the stretch of the game through the third and fourth quarter shut. It was the final score. Tahlequah didn't score more than 21 after. They didn't score again after it was 21-0. So they buckled down, closed the door, and said we're not going to let that happen anymore. And so I was just like you mentioned there, their defense really came up big in the latter half of that game.
Controlled time of possession, did a great job. It's going to be fun seeing Drake Fain, Dominic, Ornelas just be together. There's a special chemistry when they're out there having both of your captains step up. It'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I had a chance this week to sit down with what I consider the toughest guys on the team is that group of linebackers, and it was really special to sit down with them and hear their takes on who they are and what they want to dictate in this game as the linebackers. And but Drake is the guy. Drake is the leader of that group, and he's the guy that steps up, leads them, vocal. They kind of all look at him, I noticed, and they're like, okay, you answer first, and then we're going to play off of what you answer. And that's kind of how they do on the field. They let him do his thing as a middle linebacker.
Alrighty, folks, we're going to take a quick break as we are about to have the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have more Sandite football for you.
remain standing. Joining us tonight to present our national anthem, the Sand Springs 5th grade students.
And welcome back here, folks. So, Chris, there was something fun in your interview that I learned about was the goals that that defensive group has, and that's under 50 yards rushing and 3 turnovers is the expectation and the goal.
Exactly. I mean, they did not hesitate. The minute I asked them, hey, how do you define yourself, or what do you want to be, what do you set out to achieve as a group? I was just asking as a linebacker, and then boom. I mean, that answer was, hey, we want to hold every opponent under 50 yards rushing, and then we want 3 turnovers a game. And I don't know. You probably have the stats. Have they've come pretty close? They have to come pretty close of 3 turnovers a game because they have caused a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, they've gotten some interceptions against most of these teams. I don't have anything in writing yet. I think they've gotten close to a couple games with 2 turnovers, but not 3 yet.
Well, I just felt like when they said that, I said, man, you guys have come pretty close because I just remember, I mean, we've got interception, we've got fumbles, we've got caused fumbles and strip fumbles and strip sacks. So anyway, that's nice to know that that's in their mind. It's the first thing they answered with.
And if you are wanting to take on and upset a team that's number 1 here in 6A2, like Stillwater, 3 turnovers would be a massive help to do that.
Yeah, it's hard. I think there's a stat out there. It's hard to overcome 3 to 4 turnovers. I mean, statistically, it's like 10 or 20% chance to win if you have 3 turnovers or more. It's just hard, just because of you lose time of possession. Of course, usually that reflects into some points put on the board against you. So, but for Sand Springs to have turnovers tonight, that'd be a huge key to this game.
So, last thing we're going to talk about defensive-wise is this unique scheme that Stillwater brings out, this amoeba defense. What can you tell us about that, Chris?
It's kind of crazy. I've watched it for a couple of years when we've played them and they've come to town, and these guys just basically will stand up, every position standing up, moving. There's no just definite target for especially your offensive front to hone in on. And they're just moving and, kind of faking like they're going to, rush the gap or split the gap or whatever. And then when you offensively snap the ball, then you've got to figure out which one of these guys is mine. So it's tricky for offensive linemen, but if you work on it all week, I watched Bixby just manhandle them the last 2 years. Of course, talent-wise with Bixby, man, you just get, a guy like Brendan Presley in the open, and he's going to gas you, just make it happen. But Bobby and I talked about that this week, and we talked about my old phrase was kind of just a zone block. Back in my days, we would just kind of all take off at a 45-degree angle in the direction that we wanted the play to go. And the old rule was whoever crosses your face first, whether it's that guy in front of you or the linebacker or whoever comes to your zone, you're going to block.
So that's what you would suggest then doing as someone who has played on the offensive line.
Yeah, so I mean that way everybody's somewhat assignment sound, and you're heading off on a track that in a direction that if we're going to the right or we're going to the open field or the long to the boundary or whatever direction you're going. And then when a player comes to you, whoever's in front of you, you're taking. You're getting your head in the right spot. You're keeping your hands inside the frame, and you're going to block. And so it's. Let me say this: it's harder than it sounds. Okay, it's easier said than done. So, but that's what you're going to have to deal with against Stillwater. They've proven very successful with it. What they've made to the semis the last 2 or 3 years, and been in the championship game once. And I mean, these guys know what they're doing defensively. So it's going to be a very, very interesting scheme to watch for us up here and call this game.
All right, now we're going to switch over to the offense. First of all, I think we should comment briefly on a surprise from Merrick Matheson, who made an appearance, but not in the form or fashion you would think of.
Well, I had to apologize to him a little bit this week when I saw him. I didn't notice that he was in the game. He was really in the game from the start. And I kind of badgered Bobby a little bit. I said, man, you got to tell a guy like me that you're going to have a little personnel change like that. But Merrick came in, played tight end, looks great at it, blocked well with it, tried to get him the ball a couple times. If you rewound and watched our broadcast last week, he was open a bunch. I mean, I'm like, hey, he's going to be a target that we can throw to. So very pleased with, you can comment maybe on what Bobby was saying about Merrick switching to that tight end spot.
I mean, he had no problem stepping up when they were talking about that quarterback duel. And Bobby told him, hey, we're going to end up having to go with Easton. And he asked him, would you be willing to play any other position? He jumped right to it, has had a great attitude this whole time. Really impressive and shows a lot of maturity there on Matheson's part.
Sure does. And it's a team. I mean, that's a team. Team first. And to hear that story to me this week, man, it just made my week. And I'm like, that's what this game is all about. That's what this sport's all about. And to hear what this chemistry and the DNA of this Sandite team, that means a lot. And to hear, a player that came here from another program, hoping to play quarterback, and then just didn't work the way he wanted. And I talked to the team earlier about trusting the process, and he's a great example. Just trust the process, and let's see where it takes us.
Quarterback Easton Webb had a nice job there on the road in Tahlequah, 14-24, 201 yards, and 2 total touchdowns on the night. What did you notice from Easton last week?
Well, I think in maturity, he continues to grow in the quarterback position. He figured, he's figured out what he's really, really good at, and how he's calm. I mean, he's got under center a couple times, but he's also read the zone a little bit, and he's learned just the reads that he needs to take, the keys that he's looking at, and then the way he delivers the ball. I mean, he's really good pocket passer, and then he extends the play when he has to. And so just that maturity for a freshman to do some of the things Easton Webb's done is very, very impressive, very special.
I mean, a bright future with this young man. His top receiver of the day was Blevins last week, 9 catches, 134 yards. Now, we do need to comment on something that is going to be a hindrance for the Sandites, but not mean it's an automatic loss. Kenneth Page has been a game-time decision. We didn't see him suit up on the field. We don't have a lot of information about why he might not be starting tonight. And in for his place would be number 23, Ollie McCoy.
Yes, and so I watched practice Wednesday, I think, and Kenneth wasn't practicing, and Ollie was getting all the snaps. And so I watched how that progressed. And then I had a visit with Coach Klink afterwards. He said, listen, man, if we can block, we can run. He said, I'm just telling you, if we can block, our guys will run it. It doesn't matter who's carrying that ball. So that's the attitude that Bobby's had. Of course you're going to miss Kenneth Page. That's another special player, a kid that has come on this year and made a name for himself already after 5 games, and you want him in your rotation. But Bobby's like, hey, kind of that next man up mentality, next guy up, and he's going to give the ball a lot to Ollie. So we'll see him tonight.
Thankfully, McCoy is at least in the teens when it comes to rushing attempts. Size-wise, though, he's not as big as Kenneth Page. McCoy, 5'7", 185, but he has been shown to have a little bit of power with his running.
He does. He's a different style runner. He's a guy that has a little bit just a lower center of gravity, built a little different, a little bit bigger legs and hips. And but he has breakaway speed, too. I've watched him get away from some people, too. So I have total trust in just the running game tonight with Sand Springs.
Rutledge last week had, as we talked about, 11 catches, and Jacob Blevins, the leading wide receiver, and he's always been the go-to guy on 3rd and 4th down, 64 catches on the year, 981 yards. Probably, I would bet some good money that he's going to hit 1,000 yards tonight and 8 touchdowns.
I'd love to see that. It's easy for me to talk about both those guys, Brody and Jacob, and those guys have just led this team in so many different ways, but they're very, very special players out on the edge as receivers. They'll line up together a lot, play off of the routes off of each other, and then they'll split. But man, they're good at what they do, and they're just a special combination.
Got to love that wide receiver position, the ICE squad. I catch everything. And they always comment, and almost everyone on this team, when you had your interview this past week, everyone talks about doing their 111.
Doing their 111. That means, man, I'm just going to take care of my job. I'm going to be the guy that takes care – I'm an assignment sound guy. I'm going to take care of what I've been asked to take care of. I can only do that 111, but I'm going to do it well.
And let's also give a little bit of shout-outs to the O-line, the Forgotten Five.
Yes. But they still don't get enough love. Those guys up front do such a great job. And they have made, they've made some great impact and great plays this year already. And we just we just want to see them continue to bond and do what they do up front. Tonight's going to be a test. This Stillwater defense against them when the amoeba sets, that's going to be a test for them, but we'll see how they handle it.
I mean, how many pancakes do you think Kester had last week? Because you brought it up quite a few times.
I can think of 3 or 4 for sure that I watched. Of course, I saw Mason Harris do some work and Tank Smith do some work, and, of course, the Sims brothers on the other side. I mean, sometimes you forget about both those guys back there, but they do a great job as well. But I think Riley, man, he continues to impress and does a great job. Got great hips, great feet, and great hand placement. And he'll make you – if you make a mistake, he's going to make you pay.
And we're also going to talk about, since we're on the topic of offensive line, since Dominic Ornelas is back, how much of this heavy package do you think we're going to see? Well,
I think the thing that took my eyes off of the right things to look for Merrick looks just like a tackle out there. I mean, you got Matheson out there in the tight end spot. So it'll be interesting tonight to see what kind of heavy packages they bring out there. I'm sure Merrick's going to take a lot of snaps, but I'm sure Dom will come in and Drake may come in as well. So that's going to be something I'm going to be watching up front for sure.
Ollie McCoy also had one of my favorite plays of the night. His close to 40-yard bomb pass, beautifully caught. Not the best looking spiral by any means, but got the job done. You think Coach Klink has any tricks up his sleeve?
They'll probably run some trickery tonight, and I like that in them. I mean, it shows some creativity. It shows some trust in their guys, and I'll be watching. Just like you, I like that halfback pass last week. Let's see what they dial up this week.
Coach Klink had a great quote from the game against Tahlequah. People are going to come after us now. We're not the same old Sand Springs. People see us as a marquee win. So we've got to be ready for that kind of stuff. I'm really proud of the way our guys respond.
I think he feels, and I agree with him, I think he's built a culture here, a different expectation with these guys, this team, and this town. When I talked to the linebackers this week, and I said, what would it be like tonight if you come out of here with a victory? And I think it was Drake actually. Drake said, we owe our town that. We owe the city of Sand Springs. These guys look bigger than just what's happening in the hash marks out here. They look to the city, the town, the community, and I liked hearing that. So, anyway.
All right, folks, we're going to take one more quick break right before the game starts. When we come back, we'll tell you who won the coin toss, give our final keys to tonight's games with our remarks, and we'll have ourselves a great game under the Friday night lights. And welcome back from our last break here at Memorial Stadium. So Sandites won the toss. They're going to choose to defer. Stillwater will start things off here in the first half. Kind of a risky thing for the Sandites. Most teams, when they've started the games, tend to score. I'm kind of worried about it a little bit, Chris.
Well, I just think let's get going. I think, big key to the game is, man, let's start fast. Let's just get going, get on track early, and let the rhythm kind of dictate how we go.
I mean, even though we've been praising a lot of what Stillwater does and how sound fundamentally they are, how they make all the little things right, how disciplined, low penalty they are, they bleed. They can bleed, as what Rocky against Ivan Drago and Rocky IV said.
No, that's true.
They bleed. They almost lost against Norman.
Yeah, no, and I've watched Norman a little bit the last few weeks as well. Norman has figured out how to score some points. But yes, they're beatable. This team is very beatable. In fact, I didn't really talk about them. Paper matchup is big to me. I kind of match up this person against this player, these positions against these players. They're a very beatable team. You got to play well. I almost hesitate to say you got to play perfect, but you got to play a really, really sound game. No big mistakes, no momentum shifts. You just got to play your game here, and they're beatable. So, I couldn't have probably told you that against a Bixby team, or I felt like, we were very well matched up against Muskogee as well. But anyway, I think, there's some weaknesses in here. They do bleed, like you said.
I like how with your keys to the game, one of that number 3, avoid penalties, shake the stigma.
Yeah.
A constant thorn in the Sandite side is the penalties after big plays, forcing a 4th down, and then all of a sudden a holding penalty comes out.
Yeah, sometimes I watch some of the replies that we get on our feed, and I look.
Why would you do that to yourself,
I
Chris?
know.
Be careful.
I look at, okay, we're not the best, but I see that they're, why are we so penalized? Quit the penalty. Stop that. They just. The fans that are tuned in, they feel the same way, man. You got to avoid the penalties. So, and like I was talking to Bobby, you got to shake the stigma. You can't be the Oakland Raiders of 6A2, man. Don't be the bad guys. So, and I think he's worked on that. I was very pleased with the way they did that last week.
Did a great job, and I hope we can even improve, divide that by half, and only see 3 penalties tonight. If there has to be penalties, let's have them there, but otherwise play a very clean game. Any other last thoughts or final remarks before our Sandites come out on the field?
Well, we talked about it a little bit. I'm not sure. Go toe-to-toe with them. Stay with them. Okay, stay close, all right? And then let's see how it shakes out at the end. Don't let a breakaway happen. Just stay with them. Go punch to punch, toe-to-toe. And I think that's a key too, man. Answer for answer. I mean, whatever happens, you bring an answer to it. So, anyway, that's my thought.
I like it, Chris. I forgot to tell you on the drive up this morning, there was something wrong with me, Chris. My head was warm. My body was shaking a little bit, and the closer I got to the stadium, I realized what it was.
And what was that?
I had that gold fever.
The gold fever, all right? Just a little bit more gold fever, some cowbell.
Well, folks, we are gonna mute ourselves, have this little break so you can enjoy the Sandites coming out ready to go in what will be my favorite game tonight this week here in 6A football.
What is a Sandite? We are Sandite. Sand Springs, this is our town. This is our place. This is our team. Are you ready?
Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining us. Those just tuning in here at Memorial Stadium, the Sandites are coming out ready, enthusiastic. I think there's some blood in the air too, Chris.
Nothing like a home game, right? I mean, golly, and what a night for football tonight. The weather has broke. We got a nice little cold front wind from the northeast, and man, it is going to be a beautiful night.
I'm glad we have a lot, I'm glad I have a lot of insulation on me. I don't think there's the walls are pretty thick up here, so I'll be warm. We'll be safe up here. But it is a little bit chilly at 68 degrees, low of 55 tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice fall night and a nice fall morning in the morning, and hopefully the Sandites come home with a victory. Ready for some football. I cannot wait.
And if you did not have the opportunity to listen to our pregame show, we normally do it every week, starting now at 6:30. But the Sandites won the toss; they chose to defer. So the Stillwater Pioneers offense will be coming out first.
I'd like to see a stop right off the bat here. Just hold them to 3 and out and see how it goes. But
I can't say I'd be too mad about a surprise onside kick recovered by the Sandites. A little bit of wishful thinking, but never hurts the home side radio team, you know?
Never.
So here we go. Sandites coming out to kick. Ball on the 40-yard line. Daniels doing what he does best. Let's get a touchback here. Daniels with the hand up. Starts jogging. Kicks things off. Nice end-over-end kick, though. That will be returned. Fumbled.
Went into the end zone.
That'll be a touchback.
Yep, that's an automatic touchback in high school ball.
So Stillwater's going to come out and start their drive on the 20-yard line. Dominic Ornelas back. He did his time, and he's looking to make up for it today.
It's good to have him back. It's going to be I bet his motor is just going right now.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss the Bear Claw last week, even though Waylon Jeffers did a great job.
He did. He certainly did.
Filling in. So here we go. Stillwater coming out. Gundy in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. Drops back, has a man open, throws it. Caught, tackle made. Pass completed to Taylon Kendrick, the 2-way starter for the Pioneers, and will be a big target tonight for Gundy.
Yeah, that's his favorite guy, and they're trying to get him in a rhythm. Just get it out there and let him get 1 completion under his belt.
So ball on the 24-yard line, 2nd down and 6, 11:38 left to go here in the first quarter. Same formation, they're going to hand it off. Tackle made, Drake Fain there. Helped stop the run.
He did a great job just holding on, man. He had a guy on his, just on his edge there, and he just fought off the block and made that tackle.
So 3rd down and 1. Gundy seeing if he could get one of the Sandite defenders to jump off sides. Won't work. Tells the play to his offensive line. Still 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Roberts to the left of Gundy. Gundy keeps it himself. A quarterback design run. Can they get him? Nope. He's going to tiptoe near the sideline. Stepped out of bounds.
Looked pretty good coming around the edge, didn't he?
Showed some nice mobility. So it'll be 1st and 10 Pioneers. The ball is on the Pioneer 36. Clock stops at 10:59 as the chains are moving as he stepped out of bounds.
I kind of was waiting to see, his mobility and how he did. I was pretty impressed right there. Nice little run.
Gundy back, shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off.
Great
Roberts
job.
trying to move to the left, breaks multiple tackles. Finally brought down, but crosses into Sandite territory.
Man, we had him down right at the point of attack right there. Keegan Gilman, man, these guys, the linebacking crew, man, had a great shot there. Just didn't wrap up, bring him down.
Roberts, an excellent runner, 23 carries, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns last week. Snap, Gundy throws it. Has another man open near the Sandite 40. Breaks the tackle. Just shoves down the corner. Now 1st and 10 Stillwater. Getting closer to that end zone. Ball's going to be on the Sandite 27.
Another 1st down for just broken tackles.
I think it was Cooper Kelly, the defender, who got stiff-armed. Gundy throws it. Quick pass.
Oh, my goodness.
Schlehuber, bro, and a missed tackle, and that'll be a Stillwater touchdown. Well, Well, that's not shocking at all. That's what the Pioneers do well. They have short passes, and they leave it up to the athleticism of their receivers to do the rest.
You know, really the theme right there is just wrap up and bring them down. Missed tackles just killed them.
So our wish tonight of Sand Springs scoring first will not happen. Snap, extra point, kick is good, even though it was a little bit of a bobble on the snap.
Very
Still
high
works.
snap.
Pioneers up 7-0 with 10:36 left to go here in the first quarter. But you're right, there was a lot of missed tackles on that play.
Almost on every play. I mean, it's unlike I've seen Sandite defense this year. I'm sure they're getting an earful right now, but man, we're there at the point of attack, man. Just, hey, wrap up, take them down, grab cloth, hold on. Got the other guys coming.
Coach
Very,
Klink.
very uncharacteristic. I haven't seen that.
Well, I think there was a little bit of pregame jitters, but now that's going to be over as you are down, and Coach Klink will not let you be nervous any longer.
Nope.
So Sandites going out to return. Schlehuber and Rutledge. Schlehuber, the deep man.
I didn't see anything that scared me right there. I mean,
No.
for the duration of this game, I mean, it was easy plays. It's just make a play, make a tackle.
Kick. A lot of air underneath that kick. Schlehuber returning it, crosses to the right, finds a gap, finds another gap, is returning it, gets a block from Ornelas, crosses across the 50, 40, almost breaks away on the sideline. Great return from number 12, Jabe Schlehuber.
Big time return right there. Really helps Sand Springs right there get back in this game really quickly. So we got a ref on the sideline that went down. Not sure what happened.
Might have gotten blocked by a Sandite returner on the return team.
Man,
I
he's
don't
on
know.
the far sideline.
And that's not the first time we've seen a referee go out of one of the Sandites games.
I know.
due to
We lost
injury.
one last week, didn't we?
Oh, man. Jabe Schlehuber with a phenomenal return.
That's picture perfect right there. That's kind of how you just train them up, man. I want them coming all the way across the field. If they're going to kick it in that corner, I want you coming all the way over this other sideline. Let's see what happens.
So the Sandites will start their drive on the Pioneer 34-yard line. Sorry, Pioneer 33-yard line. So two receivers on the right, one on the left. Shotgun formation here for Webb. McCoy to his right. Snaps, runs with it. Pitches to Rutledge.
Big
Has a
time.
wide open Blevins. Blevins catches it, goes out of bounds.
And they're going to call it a catch.
First and goal, Sandites.
What a play. There's your trickery. There's your trickery.
We are getting closer to Halloween here, Chris.
That's right.
Even
Trick
though that
or
was
treat.
a trick, I liked the treat.
Well, there it was. You asked for it. You got it.
Coach Klink, we appreciate you watching these videos and supporting us. So first and goal, ball on the Pioneer 4-yard line, 10:27 left to go in the first quarter.
Rutledge to Blevins. I like the combo.
We don't get to say that enough. So pistol formation, or correction, sorry, I formation. Ornelas into block, hands off to McCoy, moves around to the left, gained a yard, so still now second and goal.
You have Dom in there leading the way as a lead blocker, and the defender just kind of sidestepped him and reached around and grabbed Ollie right there, just one-handed him.
They have Drake Fain there on the sideline ready to go in, possibly do a heavy package. Snaps, hands it off. McCoy trying to dive ahead, gets close to the goal line. It'll be third and goal. Ball on the half-yard line.
It's a big play right there. I like what Ollie brings to the package. Big hips, big legs, let's go.
So Fain now coming in. Here we go, the heavy package, third and goal. You know, if you don't get this one, Coach Klink is going to go for it.
Absolutely. Let's see what they draw up here.
Rutledge lone man on the left. Back this I formation. Webb under center. I believe fumble. Picked up by Stillwater. Turnover, Sand Springs, first and 10 Pioneers. Didn't get a great view on what happened there. I just think the Pioneers had a great surge off the snap.
Well, that hurts right there. I mean, you're getting ready to take it in. I don't know what it just looked like the exchange to the running back. Looked like Easton had it and just tried to put it in the pocket, and it just didn't make it.
I think you're right. So 9:16 left to go here in the first quarter. Pioneers up 7-0 after an unfortunate fumble for the Sandites on the Pioneer 11. So it'll be a shotgun snap here for Gundy. Quick pass, throws it to receiver in the flat, little bubble screen. At least the tackle was made, shoelace tackle. Cooper Kelly seeking a little bit of redemption. Now clock running here as we get to 8:59 in the first quarter.
Ball on the 14.
So second down and
Fighting
6.
their way out of their end zone.
2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Snap, hands it off to Roberts. Roberts breaking a lot of tackles here.
Yep.
Sandite struggling.
Looks like they got it balled up, and then he just comes out of it.
Looking at where they place it, it'll be another 3rd down and 1.
3rd and 1, need a big play right here.
Two receivers left, still in that shotgun. Snap, hands it off to Robert. Robert finds a gap. Met, though, right at the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to give him the first down.
I don't know. I'm watching this guy on the far side. It doesn't look like they're going to give him much of a spot. Oh, he gave him first down.
1st and 10 Pioneers as they get to their 20, the 20-yard line. Gundy snaps, fakes the throw, pump fake, gets some pressure. Dominic Ornelas, pass incomplete, 2nd down and 10. Knights needed something to go right on defense, and they got it.
Well, these guys over here on this side, walked up in coverage and did a great job. Schleihuber and Gatlin, and they just did a great job.
That incompletion clock will stop at 7:49 left to go in the first quarter. Still shotgun, snap, Gundy dropping back. Some pressure on him, evades it. Pass is complete. Kendrick with the reception. Crosses the Pioneer 40, getting close to Sand Springs territory as the ball's on the Pioneer 41.
Kyle Morale did a great job covering right there.
Just Gundy placed it out of Morale's arms. Snap, Gundy throws it quickly.
Good tackle.
Tackle made.
That's Cooper Kelly. I'm sorry. I think that's who was on the last play as well. I get that 8, that 8 and that 0 mixed up sometimes from way up here.
So 2nd down and 10. Or, sorry, 2nd down and 4. Pioneers just running that kind of vanilla offense they were talking about as Coach Barnard discusses. And it's working for him. Snap again, throws it. As a man open in the flat, he's going to step around. Now crosses into Sandite territory. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers as the ball will be on the Sandite 47. First and 10 Pioneers, ball on the 47. Clock at 6:45 and running. Handed off to Roberts. Roberts finds a gap on the outside, tackled past the Sandite 45. He'll be brought down at the Sandite 43. So 2nd down and 6. Gilman with the tackle.
Stillwater doing a great job just staying poised here.
2 receivers left. Snap, little high snap, throws it. Has a man open in the flat as he crosses to the Sandite 35, gets almost tackled closely to it. They're going to mark him at the 37. So now 6:08 left to go in the first quarter. Clock continuing to run.
Another Stillwater first down. They're just picking us apart here. Just these short passes out in the flats, but Gundy's delivering.
2 receivers right, 1 on the left. Snap, Gundy dropping back, has plenty of time in the pocket. Steps up. He has a receiver open at the Sandite 20, brought down at the 21.
That's
Thompson with the reception. He's just switching between Kendrick and Thompson whole time for Gundy.
Yep.
First and 10 Pioneers
Little
as the
pick play
ball's
up
on
top.
the 21. Man in motion. They'll pitch it off to Thompson. A couple Sandite defenders there to tackle him at the 21. A gain of 2 at the 19.
Good coverage there and some great tackling. It's got to slow them down here. They're running at a pretty quick pace here. They're going to pace you.
So timeout called. Sand Springs
Probably a good call.
taking a breather.
Yep.
5:18 left to go here in the first quarter. Pioneers marching down inside the Sandite red zone. And Chris, what can the Sandites do to adjust?
Well, Stillwater's come out and thrown the ball quite a bit here. I think I've got eight or nine times here in this drive alone. So they're just throwing it out to the flat, and they're running a couple pick routes and letting their other receivers block out on the edge. So going to have to figure out a way to shut that down. It's happening so fast. Getting pressure on Gundy's going to be a little bit tough.
I feel like we're watching a Pac-12 offense or old school kind of Big 12.
Pretty close. So
when it comes to throwing to receivers in the flat, do you just need your corners or your backers or anyone in the secondary to just be more offensive and break through a tackle?
Yeah, you've just got to come up and play a little bit more, just man up right there and find a way to get underneath a blocker and make a shoestring tackle or whatever. So it's tough, but it's doable. And, if you can keep it on the short gains, that's going to help as well.
All right, so Pioneer offense back out. Ball on the Sandite 19, second down and 8. Lone receiver on the left, 2 on the right. Gundy getting back to the 25 shotgun. Snaps, keeps it, throws it. Pass incomplete. That was number 26, R.J. Smittick, doing a great job covering.
Just a great
Kendrick.
job.
So third down and 8. A big stop here could help.
Just Stillwater trying to throw a little fade there, quick fade. And Smittick does a great job just turning his shoulders and his hips and running with the receiver, and then deflected the ball there at the end.
Gundy placed the ball well, but Smittick stepped up and was able to deflect it. So shotgun here, third down and 8. Gundy dropping back, looking for a man open in the end zone, and that'll be a Pioneer touchdown. Pass was to number 15, Thompson. I think that was a slant route.
Yeah, it was.
That he hit him on.
Yep, deep slant. Looked like it. I thought we had pretty decent coverage right there, but Gundy's pretty accurate, man. He does a great job of putting the ball right where it needs to go.
So Pioneers now up 13-0. Snap on the extra point. Kick is up. Good. Pioneers up 14-0. So we wanted to avoid this situation, but now that you're here, Chris, what do you tell them? What do you tell the kids downstairs?
Just stay poised right here, okay? I mean, you show, with the big kickoff return, helped them. So
5:09 left to go in the first quarter.
you just stay poised and try to get on track, It was a pretty good drive, golly, what was that? I got 13 plays. Basically 86-yard drive. Pretty impressive.
In that time, the Sandites showed a lot better tackling on the first drive, so there's a positive you can take away.
Yep.
Stillwater will be kicking off from the 40-yard line. Seems like they were telling the return team to scoot up, possibly worried.
Afraid of this high pooch. Got offsides here on the kickoff.
Flag down. Nice read there, Mr. Kaiser.
Yeah.
Catching the offsides.
Can't leave early.
Can you normally detect that on the field if there's going to be a pooch or an attempt at an onside?
They saw what they were trying to do. So
that'll move the Pioneers back to the 35-yard line. Still have the return team up.
Yep. Looks like Drake Fain's going to get this. They're trying to get it to Drake.
Here we go. High kick, trying to get the onside. Fair catch signal made. And Fane caught it. Showing a little, maybe he deserves a spot on the hands team.
Well, I think Cody Kramer called the fair catch for him, so it was like a team effort there.
So great field position for Sand Springs. Most of the games we've called so far this season, that's not a phrase we say often. So it's great to see your first 2 drives, you're having phenomenal field position.
Right. So, all right, let's get in the groove here.
Sandites come out to their 42-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 on the left. Shotgun here, McCoy, just about a yard behind Webb. He's going to hand it off. McCoy, met, though, by some Stillwater defenders, gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Well, like Trey Gregory or Zach Tyson, I guess is who they called, but it looked like Trey Gregory was in there too. It's just these guys are stemming and stunting, and it's going to be a little tricky for these O-linemen to pick all this up.
Flag down on the field. Looks to be a false start penalty. And it is.
So that'll be the first flag against the Sandites.
Okay. Hopefully the last one tonight. So moving back, 2nd down and 15 with that flag, though. Clock stops at 4:40 here in the first quarter. They're now back at the 37-yard line. Clock runs here, 4:35 left to go in the first. Snap. Webb drops back, dumps it off to McCoy in the flat, gets a block, sprinting forward, crosses the 45-yard line, getting close to Pioneer territory.
Got a nice little throw and catch.
So that'll move the Sandites to their 45-yard line.
3rd and 7.
3rd down and 7, 4:04 left to go in the first. Trips right. 1 man on the left. McCoy to the left of Webb. Snap, drops back. Goes through trying to escape a sack. He will. Dodges again, but he'll get tripped down. And it'll be 4th and long.
Man, it looked like Riley on the edge here just whiffed. I mean, had a little double move. You know, I call it a double move, but, man, he lunged a little too forward, and his guy just came clean.
Josh Ford, number 8, the defensive tackle, made a nice play. So 4th down and 14. Sandites punting from their 38-yard line. Clock running at 3:15. Punt is up. Nice punt. Dominic Ronell's trying to make the tackle. He won't. Pioneer punt returner flag down. And Drake Fane making the tackle. Most likely a block in the back. We'll see where they place the ball. There we go.
Good call.
Block in the back, Pioneers. They're going to place the ball down at the 27.
Well, that helps us right here now. Man, let's get something established defensively, get them off the field. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. It went fast.
Sandai defense has been out a lot longer than we normally see.
Dominated by a very 13-play drive there by Stillwater just a minute ago. And we basically put 4 plays together there. We haven't got a first down. So
Gundy back out with the Pioneer offense, snaps, fakes the throw. Ball almost complete, a long throw. Sandites got very lucky as Kendrick outstretched his arms while running, bobbled it off of his right hand. Pass incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
So Schley Huber and Cooper Kelly there, both in the safety position. Man, they're getting an earful on the sidelines. They're lucky there that was an incomplete pass, but that was a double move, double pump. So
Talon Kendrick showing a lot of ability. Second down and 10. Gundy dropping back. Goes through his progressions. Throws it to Roberts. Down in the flat. Roberts getting to the Pioneer 35-yard line. That'll be 3rd down and 2.
It's good coverage. Good tackle by Keegan Gilman.
Hands off to Roberts. Roberts brought down by Drake Fain.
Great job, Drake.
Sandites needed a break, and they got one. So 4th down and 5. Pioneers punting. Ball on the 32-yard line. You want to watch a fake here, but Gundy has a nice leg, as we saw in warm-ups. Knows how to place the ball up in the air with plenty of hang time.
Big-time leg. I know he's not being recruited for his –
high snap. Gundy gets it off. Didn't get to go through his normal progression, but that took a Pioneer bounce as that ball is going to roll all the way to the Sandite 32-yard line.
Gundy shows some athleticism. The high snap right there kept it from going over his head and brought it down and got the ball off.
You know, Chris, it's almost – I'm glad to see that drive was stopped, because it feels like there is a difference between a 21-point deficit and a 14-point deficit, just mentally. Even though we've seen the Sandites almost come back from larger margins. So 1st down and 10, handoff to McCoy. McCoy shifts to his left, finds an opening, gains 3, makes that 2nd down and 7. A nice burst of speed up the middle. The Sandite 35, 2 receivers left. Webb back in the shotgun. Quick throw on the flat, mimicking the Stillwater offense, though. Jacob Blevins drops it. A rare sight.
Very rare. He tried to run before he gathered the ball. I mean, he knew what he had out there. I see what he was doing. I mean, hey, let's make the catch right here and let's go. And just let his eyes off the ball a little bit too early. Drop. Like you said, man, that's rare.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7. Ball still at the Sandite 35-yard line. Clock stopped at 1:22. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Webb throws slant up the middle. Blevins not able to make the catch.
Another incompletion. I don't know if there was a hand that got in on that or not.
Looked like a mistimed throw off of Webb's part. I think that was a bit forced and it wasn't placed near the hands. I mean, that's a tough catch to make for anybody.
3 and out.
So this Sandite defense will come out once again. The punt. Low snap. Daniels gets it up. Nice punt. Has a good spin on it.
Great job.
That ball roll past the Pioneer 15, getting close to the 10, and it'll cross the 10-yard line. So Jonathan Daniels, we got to start calling him Mr. Reliable.
Mr. Reliable doing his job.
So Pioneers will start their drive on their own 9. 55-yard punt there for Daniels.
So that Sand Springs possession barely ran off 30 seconds. I mean, just 3 and out and 2 incomplete passes, and we're punting it back to them. So they're going to take the ball back over on their 9 or 10.
Almost seems like a lot to ask for here, Chris, to get your defense to have another stop on this Pioneer offense.
This would be a nice time for a turnover.
2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Gundy back, shotgun snap. Steps, doing the same little fade pass again, pass incomplete. Kendrick tries to grab it with one hand.
RJ's doing a great job out here with him, though. Ran with him, body in the right spot. He's just making it hard to catch that ball.
So 2nd down and 10, 59 seconds left to go in the first. Gundy snaps. He's going to drop back.
All kinds of time.
Tried to throw it to Thompson, but about 5 yards to his left. Schlehuber was there on him. Incomplete, 3rd down and 10.
That looked a little bit awkward, didn't it? That's not where that ball went to go.
And there wasn't a lot of pressure on Gundy either.
No. I mean, he had plenty of time. That's the one thing we're going to have to do better is either dial up a blitz that can get pressure on them, or let's one of these guys get loose.
So 3rd down and 10, ball on the Pioneer 9-yard line. Flags down. Hope it's not an offsides penalty. And it is. Encroachment penalty, so instead of 3rd down and 10, it'll be 3rd down and 5. That moves the ball up to the 14-yard line. Two receivers right here for Gundy. Still back in the shotgun. Snaps. Looks.
On that fade again.
And this time the ball was caught. Held on. Kendrick bobbling it in the air, but managed to hold on to it as they get to the Stillwater 36.
So what's that tell you, Ace? They've tried that play 4 times now. They want to throw the fade over here.
And they really like Kendrick. A lot of trust in him. Snap, hands it off to Roberts. Roberts found a gap through the right tackle. Sprinting, gets crossed, 35-30, 25-20. Roberts is tackled down. A nice last-second tackle from R.J. Smittick.
You got to give it up for R.J. Smittick right there.
Did not
right
quit.
There, total effort play. I mean, total effort play. In fact, we sat next to the Stillwater box here, and these guys are like, oh, he's gone, he's gone, he's gone. And nope, Smittick reeled him in. That a kid.
Ball on the Sandite 8-yard line. 1st and goal here for the Pioneers. Snap, throws it, fade route, incomplete. Smittick with the coverage. 2nd down and goal.
Man.
Seems like we'll be saying his name a lot tonight.
They want to go to him like I can't believe. I mean, that's what I heard from even some friends that have watched Stillwater. They're like, man, they want to use that number 3. And you better believe it. They're going to him a ton.
2 receivers right as Gundy's just going to hand it off to Roberts. Roberts shifting around, tackled, gained a couple yards.
Great tackle, Drake Fain.
3rd and goal. And that will end the first quarter here. The clock winds down 2-1. That's the end of the first quarter. Pioneers lead 14-0 here at Memorial Stadium.
Big shout out tonight.
You know, there's nothing shocking we've watched so far after 1 quarter of football here, Chris. We knew Stillwater's doing everything we researched and studied.
Yep.
Besides probably throwing a little bit more than we expected.
They're throwing it a lot more than I expected. I mean, just from my review and the thing. Of course, you know, every defense is different, and they were able to run the ball at will against Booker T last week. So they put it in Noah's hands, and, man, they just let him run. But I'm really surprised on how much they're throwing the ball here. And I wish I'd have kept a number target on, or how many targets they're having for number 3.
For Mr. Talon Kendrick?
Yes. I mean, 80% of the time you got to think. And it is so.
The Sandite defense holding on, not allowing themselves to get bullied too much. And if it wasn't for that R.J. Smittick diving tackle right at the ankle, Pioneers would be up 21-0. I did think we were going to see a little bit more RPO action from the Pioneers, Chris, but not so much for the first quarter.
So where's the ball going to be spotted here on the 7? Is that the 7?
Yes, 7-yard line.
Is it 3rd down?
Yep, 3rd and goal.
Okay. I did a bad job here on my chart keeping up with it, so just asking those questions. But 3rd and 7.
Pioneers out here. Start of the second quarter, 2 receivers right. Josh Ford, the H-back, to the right of Gundy. He snaps it, fakes the handoff, throws it to Ford, dives in, and the Pioneers will score.
Touchdown pass to number 8, Josh Ford. Football placed at the Sand Springs 3-yard line. Point after try.
Fake the run, and the Sandite defense bit.
Yep. Brought an H-back across the formation and just threw it out to him in the flat, let him see what he could do. Great call. I mean, I love that call a lot of times. Used it a ton when I was coaching myself. So,
Snap, the kick is up. Extra point is good. Pioneers now lead 21-0.
Point after try is
So I feel a little bit silly talking about the difference between a 21 and 14-point lead as the Pioneers capitalize.
So one play into the second quarter, and they get a touchdown. So it's 21-0, 11:54 to go here in the second quarter. Time to respond for the Sand Springs Sandites. They've got to figure out how to put some points on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to turn into a Booker T. Washington type situation where you're not scoring anything till the second half.
Yep. So looking back in the first quarter, we had the big kickoff return, got it all the way down to the 3, fumbled it at the goal line.
3rd and goal.
And then we went 3 and out, punted both times. So that's all. I mean, we've got 1 first down, and that was on the double pass, or excuse me, the Rutledge to Blevins pass.
Here we go, Pioneers kickoff. No squib. That's going to be returnable. Brody Rutledge gets it near the 10-yard line, stops, tries to run right, then turns around, running to the left, but he's going to be brought down by a swarm of Pioneer tacklers. So it'll be a long drive. What do you think is having the Sandite offense slow down, Chris?
Well, I think that, getting used to blocking the amoeba they've shown, Ollie's got a couple, decent runs, 4 6-yard runs, and going to probably have to get that on track, get the run game going.
So Sandite offense back out on the field, 1st down and 10, ball on the Sandite 14. They hand it off to McCoy. McCoy breaking through, gets down to the 20. Showing some nice athleticism.
There's a
and get
flag.
a good run. Flag down on the field.
Not sure what it was.
Both teams seem to be confused on the penalty.
They're talking to one of our guys. Face mask. Hands to the face.
On the offense.
On the offense. Is that a 5 or personal foul? It's not a good place to have it.
Dead ball penalty, personal foul.
So that'll be 15 yards. Well, they'll move him back to the 10.
And you lose the down, too, don't you? I guess not. It's going to be 1st down.
I was about to. So 2nd down and 15, ball on the 10.
It is 2nd down. See?
Clock running here, 11:29. So the clock goes in the second quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Handed off to McCoy. The Pioneers read that play. McCoy tackled in the backfield, make it 3rd down and long.
23, Ali McCoy on the carry for the Sandites. Johnny Ford.
Sand Springs going the wrong direction here.
So 3 receivers right, 1 on the left. Webb has McCoy in the backfield with him. Shotgun snap, drops back, throws it off. A little slip screen, but Stillwater not fooled. 4th down and goal. 4th down and long.
On the tackle, Stillwater, number 10,
Gain of a few, but at least it
They're gonna
helps Daniels for the punt. But another 3rd
3 and out.
3 and out here, Chris.
So they're going to punt from their own end zone here. Dangerous place to punt from. Daniels better earn his keep, right?
Low snap. Daniels holds on to it. Punts it up.
Got it out.
Looks to have a Sandite bounce as that'll almost get to the 50. And Stillwater will start their drive inside Sand Springs territory.
travels out of play at the Sand Springs 49.
So 10 minutes and 10 seconds into the second quarter. Stillwater takes over. The 5th time of the game.
Sandites looking and needing a Stillwater turnover.
You have to buckle down. It seems like the defense has been out there quite some time, hasn't it?
Have to be fatigued no matter the conditioning at this point. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right here for Stillwater coming out in their normal set. Snaps, Quick throw in the flat. Incomplete. Pass was a little bit high to Thompson. Second down. That incompletion will stop the clock at 10:07 here.
Gundy's missed some easy throws to me.
Yeah, a few times he's thrown it a bit high or out of range.
I'd hate to think that he's nervous. The 21-0 lead.
You'd think I'd be surprised if any quarterback was. So blitz coming from the Sandites, but Gundy still connects to Thompson as he breaks the tackle, crosses to the 10, 5, touchdown Pioneers.
Missed tackle. Schlehuber just missed the tackle right there.
And Gundy's showing why Stillwater has been so dominant this year in 6A2. As they now lead 27-0 with 9:57 left in the second. Snap, kick is up. Extra point goes through. Pioneers up 28.
Wow, 28-0. And I mean, I'm still sitting here thinking they haven't done anything that just is crazy. That blows my mind.
No, this isn't a Bixby game.
We just missed tackles. I mean, we're in spot, we're in position, we're at the right, the right spot. Just got to wrap up, make the play.
What would you try to draw up here for Webb? As obviously it's not offensively, it hasn't really been working. What would you think of dialing up?
Well, let's see. Now I'm going to try a little bit of just some quick passes.
Try to mimic some of Stillwater's
a
offense?
little bit, but I'm going to throw it down the field a little bit. But let's just, three-step drop and see what we can get, So just see. I know what – we've been so deep in our own territory the last couple times that you're like, I just don't want to waste it down here. But
Pioneers out to kick. Kick is up. That one's going to be near the end zone. Fielded by Schlehuber, running near on the near side to the 10. Sprinting through, trying to find any gap he can. Gets through to the 20. Tackled at the 22. Sandite 22-yard line. So 9:49 left to go here in the second quarter as the Sandite offense comes back out. And they are resembling nothing I saw a week ago against Tahlequah.
Well, now you want, hey, just get on track here. Let's
get a first down.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Sustain a drive, get a first down. Truthfully, you've only had one first down in the first, in the very first drive.
Webb gets the shotgun snap, hands it off to McCoy, run to the left, then cuts to the right. Has a pickup of 7 on the play. Good run. Make it second down and 3 as the ball is on the 29.
Nice first down play, first down run.
9:29 left to go as the clock runs. Trips right, one receiver left. Snap. Fakes the handoff. Webb keeps it. Does a little move, shakes it. He's running, cross it, trying to get close to the first down marker. I don't know if they'll give it to him off of forward progress. And it looks like they will. So here we go. Sand Springs getting their first down since the first quarter.
Yep. The only other first down was on the trick play.
So ball on the Sandite 32-yard line. Webb back in the shotgun. McCoy to his left. Takes it. Hands off to McCoy. A couple Pioneer defenders there in the backfield. That'll be a loss. With that ball on the 29-yard line, it'll be second down and 14.
Yep.
Oof.
That's one of those right there that you almost wish that Webb would have kept it. I don't know where it went, but, you had 2 or 3 Pioneer defenders right back there in his lap. So you're pretty lucky that thing didn't end up in a fumble.
Yeah, this Stillwater defensive line just doing almost whatever they want. We go the Amoeba defense again, and McCoy met in the backfield. They're going to lose a few more yards, make it 3rd down and
17 on the carry on the tackle number 32, Cameron Johnson.
So that was pretty much just a all-out blitz. I mean, everybody coming. There's no respect over the top. So, that's kind of where I'm coming with the 3-step drop. Might as well just, hey, send Rutledge or Blevins out there and just throw it up and see if they can get to it.
3rd down and 19 for Sand Springs as the ball's on the Sandite 24-yard line. Trips left.
Throw it.
Webb dropping back, feels the pressure, evades it. He's going to dump it off. Pass caught by Blevins. Blevins moving towards the Sandite 40. Tackled at the Sandite 37. Flag down on the field might be a roughing the passer. Webb looks to be a little bit shaken up, grabbing his helmet. But they're all walking away, and that looks to be a penalty on the Sandites.
Webb's holding his shoulder a little bit here. Hate to point that out.
So holding penalty on Sand Springs. Stillwater will accept it.
It's a black Kia Optimum, license plate K.
So it's going to give him another 3rd down chance. Holding.
Moves them all the way back to the Sandite 4. 3rd down and forever territory. What normally works here, Chris?
Man, let's see. Throw it up here.
Trips left, one receiver right. Snap, Webb dropping back.
Throw it.
Throws it, just going to kind of heave up a little prayer.
Oh, he
almost caught
it.
by Rutledge. As that dropped through the hands of the corner. Number 2, or Trey Tuck. But that pass incompletion will stop the clock at 7:14 here in the 2nd quarter. Another flag down, though.
Not sure what this was.
I think the Stillwater defense is moving back.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Pioneers.
Wow.
So that'll help Daniels out with his punting. Instead of a 4th down and 36, it'll be a 4th down and 20. Fourth down and 21.
Ball on the 22-yard, on Sand Springs' 22-yard line.
Sluggish start here for Sand Springs. Nothing's been working offensively. Snap, Daniels gets it, punts it up. A little bit of a bounce. We'll see which way it goes.
Got a heavy rush there. He barely got that away.
It'll be 1st down and 10 Pioneers. Ball on the Sandite 46.
7:04 left.
Don't forget we're passing the bucket for senior celebration. The buckets will pass with the class of 2023 to have a safe graduation party. Throw 1s, 5s, 10s, or if you got a
2 receivers right, 1 left.
So Stillwater's had the ball 5 times, scored 4 of on 4 of their possessions.
Thompson in motion. Gundy, plenty of time, has a wide open Roberts near the sideline, pushed out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal, Pioneers.
It's a wheel route coming out of the backfield.
number 24, Noah Roberts, 26 on the tackle for the Sandite.
And Stillwater first play. Already inside the Sandite red zone. Flag down. I think there's going to be too many men on the field. Cash Lucas just not able to sprint in time with Hunter Lowrance.
Dead ball, false start.
Oh, false start.
5-yard penalty. Again, the senior
So,
celebration buckets are coming.
still 1st and goal, but the ball be on the 15-yard line now. 6:55 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Pioneers up 28-0.
Graduating seniors next May of Charles Page High School. So all you can do is a big help. So put some cash in as the buckets come through to support senior celebration.
Gundy snaps, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, throws it to Ford. He'll break a 1st tackle, break 2 tackles. Keegan Gilman Tackles forward near the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal. I mean, it just seems like Stillwater's playing with a lot more physicality than Sand Springs.
That's part of it. Cody Kramer comes up in perfect position, misses a tackle.
Gundy back in the shotgun, hands it off to Roberts. Dominic Ornelas, though, in the backfield. That'll stop him, force 3rd and goal.
Big time stop right there. That's nice. That's great right here to hold him to a field goal.
That is a little bit of a moral victory.
They get back to the line of scrimmage there. Looks like they did.
So 3rd down and goal. Ball on the 5-yard line. 6:15 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Gundy snaps it, trying to roll out to his right, and the Sandites will hold him to a 4th and goal. Gundy tackled, I believe, by Gatlin Gunn.
Good defensive stand here. Doesn't look like they're running out the field goal unit.
So they're going to go for it. This could be a moment, if you hold them, could spark a little comeback. So 4th and goal, 5:45 left to go on a running clock here in the 2nd quarter. Gundy back in the shotgun. Snaps. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, throws it, has the man open. Thompson in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers.
Man, he left it behind the receiver. I didn't know if he was gonna make that play or not. The receiver did a great job just reeling that in. So Stillwater finds another way to score.
And here we go, the field goal unit out to kick the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and good. Pioneers up 35-0 with 5:36 left to go here in the first half. Some good plays made by the defensive front, Chris, but
well, that's a little bit better. I mean, just a little bit more stingy. I mean, just not letting them do everything that they wanted to do. But man, you gotta believe that the defense is just exhausted, and they've been out there the whole. I mean, I'd love to see time of possession, and I could easily count up how many plays they've been out there. It's been a lot.
How much does a score right before a half do for this team's
morale? It'd be nice, yeah. It'd be nice just to get them on the scoreboard and get a little momentum going into half. So that's what you're shooting for. At this time, it's one play at a time, one down at a time, just one possession at a time. That's your mentality here. So
that Sandite offense on their last drive, finally able to get a few first downs, showed some promise, but penalties.
Yep,
they'll do you in, and
costly.
That's been the story of the Sandite team. As soon as something good happens, a penalty goes right in the way. That'll be a touchback. So that was at least 5 yards into the back of the end zone.
Yeah, both the return guys didn't even look at it. They're like, we're going to the sidelines.
1st and 10 Sandites. They'll come out on their own 20-yard line with 5:36 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Perfect scenario, Chris. I think you drain the clock to about 0, score, go for 2, get it, and then you're down 35-8 at half.
Yep.
So 2 receivers right, 2 left, and Merrick Matheson in. Snap. Tried to do a quick throw, but Webb will be sacked in the backfield. A big loss near the 10-yard line. They'll mark the ball down at the 15. So 2nd down and 15. Stillwater having no problem getting back there and pressuring Webb.
Well, it's basically it's just an all-out blitz. I mean, and you have the freedom to do that at this point in the game.
Quick throw low, caught by Blevins. About 4 Stillwater defenders there jump on top of him. Still 3rd down and 15.
So although it was completed, they got no yardage there. So 3rd and 15.
With 4:40 and a running clock here in the 2nd quarter. Webb back in the shotgun. Trips left, one receiver right. Goes through his
right
progressions, evades some pressure. He'll keep it himself on a scramble, moves towards, slides down at the
Oh,
25. No flag called as Webb was sliding down.
It was close.
I think that'll be a 10-yard scramble. So 4th down and 6. The St. Knights get to their 24-yard line, and Daniels out to punt once again. And Stillwater going to try to block this one. Oh, snap, high snap, drop. Daniels scrambling, runs back to the end zone, and that'll be a safety for Stillwater.
Pretty smart play, actually. I mean,
risking a touchdown versus, taking a safety.
Well, yeah, plus you don't want to give him the ball right there on the 2. He could have just kneeled on the 2, but he's like, I'm going to the end zone. I mean, you got to give him some credit there. I'm going to give up guaranteed 2 points instead of giving the ball back to him and let him, hammer it in from the 2-yard line. So we get a free kick here. Daniels had some pretty heady play in that situation. So bad snap over his head, reels it in, tries to find something to do with it, and then just decides, hey, I'm going to take this safety. So didn't look good, doesn't look good, but good choice by Daniels.
Staying cool and calm under pressure.
Yeah.
It does trouble me how complimentary we've been of a punter.
I know, I love him, but you don't want to give him too much love, right?
No.
So Sand Springs gives up a safety here.
And they're going to kick it back to Stillwater.
So
with 3:47 left to go in the second, Stillwater up 37-0. Daniels will be kicking from the 20.
Everybody up for kickoff.
I mean, the lack of energy here and a lack of execution on Sand Springs' part, I feel like we're almost playing Bixby again, even though this isn't a Bixby team.
I would
Chris.
agree. I would not disagree with you.
Kick received by the Pioneers.
Hold on.
Break
to the
one tackle. Crosses the Sandite 35.
It is like we forgot how to wrap up and tackle.
Julius Talley received the ball on the kickoff. And the Pioneers will start the drive on the Sandite 32. So 3:40 left to go. If you can stop the Pioneers from scoring a touchdown here, it's a positive note to end the first half on.
Yep.
But this has been all Pioneer football. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Gundy snaps, drops back in his stance. Does a little bit of dancing, evades 1 defender, slings it out to Roberts in the flat. Roberts moving past the 25, near the 20, brought down.
It'll be a first down for Stillwater.
Gatlin Gunn gets the tackle. 1st and 10 Pioneers, the ball on the 21-yard line. Clock is ticking here, 3:20 left to go in the second. Snap, drops back again. Still plenty of time. Has a man open, slants across the field inside to the goal line area. That's number 3, Talon Kendrick, who's continually getting open. And you can't blame Smittick.
No, that's a great throw and catch right there. Threw it in the only window that he could throw it in, and he did. And Kendrick made a great catch as well. 1st
and goal, Pioneers. Gage claps, throws it, does a fade, incomplete. Fade intended for 25, Trent Hardesty.
Is it bad that I'm cheering for an incompletion? All right. You missed one.
So clock stops at 2:52. Sand Springs and the fans both numb here. No energy at all. Hands off to Roberts. Roberts stretches out, gets his arms near the end zone, but they're going to roll it just short, so 3rd and goal. I'm surprised they're not going to just do a quarterback sneak right up the middle. So Gundy will stay in the shotgun. Snap. Hands it off to Roberts. Roberts pushes his way in, and that'll be a touchdown, Stillwater. Field goal unit out here to kick the extra point. Snap. Kick is up. Extra point good. Pioneers now up 44-0 with 2.5 left to go in the second quarter.
So that may have been I haven't kept track of their rushing versus passing touchdowns, but it seems like that was their first rushing touchdown.
You do like to see Coach Klink down on the sidelines. His head is not down. He's still coaching his players.
Yep.
44-0.
Yep. That is their first rushing touchdown of the night. When you thought that they were going to come in and try to
Let's say
run
we
the
were
ball.
blindsided, Chris,
Yeah.
by all of our research.
So Gundy's done a great job finding his targets, finding his receivers, and putting in small windows. And of course, we haven't helped them with missed tackles. I mean, we look just really, really bad fundamentally that way.
I mean,
so,
being blindsided by this research reminds me of the time in high school when I figured out that my parents were actually people and not just born parents. You know, that's always a weird moment. You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Mom, you had dreams.
yeah.
You didn't just love making chocolate chip pancakes for me and calling me every day." Nothing like it. So kick up, end over end kick, returned by Schlehuber, gets it down near the Sandite 2. He's just going to sprint straight ahead, crosses the Sandite 20. Tackle down at the 21. And 2:23 left to go here in the second quarter. Good sight to see, though. Still, Sandite fans are here. No one's leaving. Still showing some belief in their team. Sandites need to get a score on the board, though.
That would be nice.
We need to see it, Chris. I mean, there's got to be something you
The other
can
thing,
say.
you
that's
really
been
don't
working.
want to give Stillwater back the ball here before half, but you're down 44-0.
3 receivers right, 1 on the left here for Webb. Shotgun. McCoy was about to move to the left. Snap, hands it off. McCoy breaks 1 tackle. But right at the line of scrimmage will be another Pioneer defender. 2nd down and 10. Timeout called. I believe that was a Pioneer timeout.
Oh, certainly. Sand Springs not calling the timeout right there.
But how do you feel about that, Chris? Stillwater trying to get the ball and scoring
I
again
mean,
before
it's
half.
football. You want the ball back. I mean, yeah, I have no ill feelings towards that. I mean,
So running up the score is something that does not
No,
necessarily bother you?
You're playing right here. It's just, No, I had some issues when we played Bixby, and they did some of that stuff where, dude, you're a 6A1 team. You've beaten everybody by 56 points for 60 points, whatever.
I remember you getting riled up.
Yeah.
They'll
probably put 70. I predicted 75 points on Enid tonight. I haven't looked at the score yet, but anyway.
I was worried about you. You were in the Bixby parking lot looking to have a fight.
Fired up there.
So
Good
Webb will keep it
job.
himself. Runs outside to the left. Stutter steps past the 25 near the Sandite 30.
You hate to have your quarterback getting beat up that way, but, man, that seems to work.
So no timeout called from Stillwater. Sandite's not really looking to take much time off the clock either. Back out pretty quickly. 1:42 left to go in the second quarter. Clock winding. Now 1:38. Snap. Keeps it himself.
Nice move.
Breaks 1 tackle. Slides down to
Come
the
on.
35. 1st and 10 Sandites. Look to be almost a targeting.
Sand Springs, fans are rightfully asking for, man, come on, late hit.
Trying
The
to get
guys
a-
sliding, the reason you slide is not to get hit. It's not like we're trying to run through you.
So 1st and 10 for the Sandites. 1:19 left to go here in the second quarter. Clock is running now at the 35-yard line. They have 1 timeout left, but most likely trying to run out the clock. 3 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Shotgun, snap. Webb tackled. Throws it, though, as his arm came forward, so pass will be incomplete. Stops the clock at 59 seconds. And this Stillwater defense is mean.
Yep. Well, Ali missed the block there. I mean, they're bringing pressure around the edge, and he's just got to form up right there and block the defender, and he missed, and that's where the sack comes from.
2nd down and 10 for the Sandites. So going to hand off to McCoy. McCoy shifts to the left, crosses the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. That's 2 first downs this drive, Chris.
It's nice. You're counting them up.
Does that tie what their longest drive of the night?
Correct.
With 2 first downs? Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Hurry up formation, hands it off to McCoy again, but Pioneer defense is there. Loss of 4. 2nd down and 14. Clock winding down. 35 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Timeout called by Sand Springs. Be their 2nd timeout. Clock stopped at 33.9 seconds. See some hands on hips. Watering up. How soon do you think coming into the second half the Pioneers will keep their first string out, Chris?
They're going to let them run for at least a series, maybe 2. It's kind of, just kind of the norm. You want them to get a couple series in, and then they'll yank them all.
2nd down and 14. Trips right, 1 left here for Sand Springs. Snap. Webb drops back. He's getting blitzed. Throws it to McCoy. Catches it. Almost breaks out of a tackle. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but clock going here, 24 seconds, and is continuing to run. Sandites will have time for one more play here. We'll see what they do. Clock now going to 11 seconds. 10, 9, snap.
Throw it.
Webb throws it. Pass incomplete. Low and over to the middle. Rutledge. Normally a bread and butter type deal for those two.
Incomplete. Stops the clock.
So 4th down and 9. Do you think they're going to do a Hail Mary?
Oh, no. They're going to throw it across the middle here, or maybe even just take a knee.
Four seconds left to go. 4th and 9. Snap. Webb dropping back. Just going to heave it up. Pass. Intercepted, but that'll end the first half. As the clock expires, Sandites walking immediately to the locker room. Pioneers lead 44-0.
So I guess statistically the young man over there gets an interception, and that'd be a turnover for the Stillwater defense, but there's no time on the clock. Anyway, I'm sure that the Sandites are disappointed. They're going to go to the locker room. They're going to talk this over, try to figure out some adjustments to make. 44-0, man. That's a tough one to swallow. So,
you know, I hate saying this. I hate conceding this, but now instead of being going into the locker room, we're down by a large margin, we can still come back and win. It's almost kind of pity, as in if we can get at least a couple scores, it's a moral victory.
I guarantee you, he's gonna say, "Hey, we're not quitting, we're not stopping. We're gonna come out with the same energy. Hey, let's get back on, to our game plan, our strategy here, and I want to see some effort. I'm looking for guys that are gonna fight to the finish." So, but yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying.
That phrase, moral victory in football. That's really, I think that's even from you. You said, I thought you said there was no moral victory.
Well, I'm not a fan of moral victories at all. So, some of my, I'm not. So, but.
Alrighty, folks. So we have a halftime performance here from the high school. We're going to take a break, and when this performance is done, we'll be back. We'll go through the halftime show.
Thank you, Charles Page High School varsity cheer. Now joining us this evening, let's welcome the youth dance teams that have been in dance clinic with the varsity dance team. Ladies, take the field. Thank you. What a great performance. Over 170 girls in the dance clinic. Thank you, ladies. What a great job, and we appreciate the Charles Page High School varsity dance team. Great routine. Parents, you can pick your youth dancer up immediately behind the home seating area. That's behind the press box where I sit. They'll be behind the temporary gate that we've set up back there, but you can pick your youth dancer up right behind the stadium. The home seating here in the stadium. They'll be behind the temporary gates back there. You can pick your youth dancers up. Joining us for our halftime entertainment, the Charles Page High School Gold Pride Band. The Gold Pride Band show title tonight, The Incredibles. Our drum majors, Riley Osborne, Hayes Kester, Ava Duncan, Sponsors for the Gold Pride Band: Action Spring Company, Integrity Lighting, and Axiom Audio. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gold Pride Marching Band. Dole Pride Marching Band. Thank you. We appreciate all the hard work and the practice. Dole Pride Marching Band from Charles Page High School. Hey, I know you've been waiting for this cool football weather. Well, I've got a surprise for you. Hot chocolate now available in the Sandite concession stand. So be sure to visit the Sandite concession stand. We continue with our halftime entertainment.
Alrighty, folks, and welcome back to Sandite Athletics here at the halftime show. We have 4 minutes until the third quarter starts. Chris Kaiser, what has been your initial takeaways, and what have you been studying over there looking so studious?
Well, I just wanted to I don't keep good enough stats, but I just want to see, how the pass break, ratio breakdown was, and it showed me that, Stillwater's had the ball 44 offensive plays, and
wow,
they have passed the ball 65% of the time, which I totally caught me off guard. I knew they wanted to be balanced. In fact, I had written in my assessment, hey, they are a very balanced team. They can do they can run and throw, but 65% of the time tonight they're throwing the ball. So they obviously prepared and saw something that they could do against this Sand Springs defense that way. So a little shell shocked at the score. 44-0. I think Sand Springs has made Stillwater look a lot better than they truly are. They're nothing taking away from Stillwater Pioneers, but man, if we would play a little bit more fundamental defense and wrap up tackle and stop the ball at the point of attack, I think we'd be in a lot better shape.
When the Stillwater offense just seems to be gliding out there, no problems. Doesn't really seem like they're minding the Sandite defense, who have been so gritty and tough their first 5 games throughout the year. But I mean, Stillwater's number one for a reason, and we're seeing it here tonight.
Absolutely. Of course, gain some respect on my end. They're doing some things that I didn't think I'd see tonight, but it's almost like, hey, well, let's see if we can do some of this. Let's see if we can throw the ball vertically a little bit, and then just block well on the edges and with our multiple receivers. So anyway, they're doing a good job that way. So Sand Springs needs to get in an offensive rhythm for sure. They only had 4 first downs the entire half. So you had 1 on the opening drive, 1 early in the second half, and then 2 in that last possession, which really you only had a minute left. And so really they need to figure out what they can do offensively to possess the ball more and get first downs.
So I did want to ask, considering the wonderful opportunity we have of being the home side radio team, what are some positive takeaways from this first half, or from in your perspective?
Well, I think what you saw, I don't like the thought of Easton, with the zone read as a quarterback, getting tackled a lot, but they figured out, hey, with the Amoeba defense has been something they've really struggled with up front blocking, and the Pioneers have found ways to get through. But they found out also that if you'll just read the end or read whoever's coming through there, I don't know if it's the end or not, and then Easton's kept the ball and found some ways to gain yardage. Then I think also a little bit quicker throws, quicker pass, and utilize Rutledge and Blevins just to get the ball out to them. So defensively, I think we finally got, we forced a 3-and-out in the second quarter, got them off the field. But, just got to play a lot more fundamental defense there, assignment sound, tackling. So that's my takeaway.
But Stillwater is not the epitome of perfect football here in 6A2. We saw over, I'd say, at least 5 passes from Gage Gundy that were a bit high.
Yeah, I know. I kind of, pointed that out early in the game. But, he's found a way to put him in the end zone, and 4 of their 5 touchdowns have happened by pass. So you got to give the young man credit.
I mean, he really is a gunslinger out there with the way with where he's placing the ball, with the speed behind it. I'm going into the second half. You and I, we're not fans of moral victories unless it's Mrs. Kaiser saying no chores tonight, and then for me, it's Mom saying, "Hey, I Venmo'd you $20."
Yeah,
just because I love you.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to see out of the Sandites when the fourth quarter ends?
Okay, let's get some points on the board. I mean, it is reminiscent of the Bixby game, and we got a little momentum. Just a tad bit in the Bixby game where we found a turnover, we got a turnover, and then turned it into a field goal. So we need something like that to happen offensively and get some points on the board. And I suspect that Stillwater will come out. They're going to play their first team. All their starters, a series or two, and that's just to stay in a rhythm for the playoffs and for 6A1 or 6A2 football. Statistically, also, hey, your guys, if you got a tackle leader on the team or you got somebody that's leading the division in receptions or yardage here, whatever, you want to keep them in a little bit of flow where their stats don't fall off. And I know that sounds kind of, I don't know, unorthodox, but you want to keep your guys, your starters in there, but they're going to substitute a lot. It's a great opportunity for a championship caliber team to get your young guys some game time experience and get them in. I mean, that I look back on the ADA teams and the Jinx teams back in the 90s, 80s, where those guys were getting 14, 15 games a year, where some of these guys, some teams were only 10 or 11, 10
Us included. We're 10-game regular season.
Right. So you're only getting a handful of games if you don't make the playoffs, and then what you see is by these kids, a kid that plays as a sophomore, junior, he's got a whole nother season of experience under his belt because he got to play in so many games where the starters were sitting. So anyway, that's one analogy that I've seen happen over the course of the years. So. But Sand Springs just needs to get in a flow here, get in a rhythm. Don't lay down. I want to see some fight and some heart and some passion, and I'm sure we will. And get back in this game, to the best of your ability.
Is it too late to experiment with the heavy package in the second half?
Well, I think I really think that Merrick's been out there. They count on him as a blocking tight end, and. We saw a little bit of,
we did.
Drake and Dom in there.
There's only the one time, though, at the goal line with the fumble.
Exactly. So maybe you do experiment with that a little bit and see if that's a way just to spread this amoeba defense out and find some running lanes, because that's really what you're trying to do is find a way to advance the ball with the rush. So. I think you miss Kenneth Page. I think it's become obvious in that first half that you don't have your starter, and I think that that's no disrespect to Ali, because this Stillwater defense has been a really tough defense to block against. But it'd been nice to see Kenneth at full speed going to see what he could do, but.
We knew that Kenneth Page was good. We knew he was an integral part of the offense. But after tonight and what you just said, I mean, I think he's the heart of this offense. If you take Kenneth Page out, nothing else is really going to click. And then you tell Easton Webb, well, a freshman, even though he's gifted, still he's a freshman.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think he has his permit, but I don't think he has his driver's license.
He probably doesn't.
and you're asking him to go out there against Stillwater, who's been almost has 300 points halfway through the season, or over 200. It's a lot to ask for.
Well, here's the kickoff.
With the wind picking up here in the second half, Stillwater Pioneers are out to kick off. And there still is at least 24 minutes left to go for the Sandites to leave this game.
And let's see how they respond. That's really what we're looking
some
for
tenacity.
Here. Let's see what you do here in the second half.
So Schlehuber and Rutledge, the deep men, to return. And the kick is up and off. End over end kick. That'll go all the way to the back of the end zone. What a leg. And first and 10 for the Sandites.
Don't forget, look at the flag, man. That flag is blowing pretty good now. So you got this north wind that's come in. That front's made it here to Sand Springs, Oklahoma for sure.
I just love staring at that flag, Chris. All those stars and the stripes.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't.
It's not bad.
So 1st and 10, Sandites out here. Offense back on the field, ball on the 20-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Handoff to McCoy, cuts back to his left. Moving out past the 25-30, finds a nice gap to the 35-yard line. And 1st and 10, Sandites coming out with a nice explosive play on offense.
Big-time play right there. It's really nice. Basically, they just took advantage of the Stillwater defense over-pursuing. Ran back underneath the outside pursuer and gained, 30 yards? 20
Trips right, ball on 37, close to 20 yards. McCoy handing it off again, running to the outside, breaking free. Lunging towards the first down marker, gains 9. McCoy, almost 30 yards of rushing on his own. Coming out with some vengeance on his mind. I like it. 11-17 left to go here in the first quarter. Clock is running, third quarter with the clock running.
A little spark right there. I like seeing the run game get on track.
3 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun here. Matheson is in. Hands off to McCoy.
Yep.
And I wouldn't say that's the wrong decision to have Matheson in the second half, Chris.
No, at this point, yes. And
1st and 10, Sand Springs with that run.
Yep.
3 receivers left. McCoy to the right of Matheson.
So already got 2 first downs right here in the first drive.
Drops back, throws it. Blevins. Curl back a little bit. Flag down, though, delayed.
It's a late hit. He knows it. I guess it's going to be on Zach Tyson, their middle linebacker.
Personal foul. You're right on that one. So 1st down and 10 for the Sandites, crossing into Pioneer territory.
So that's helpful.
Be on the Pioneer 31. Same formation. You can see three receivers there on the left. Nice throw. Snap. Hands it off to McCoy. This time, though, the Stillwater defense jumps on top of him. They'll lose 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12.
So I guarantee, Stillwater up 44-0 really doesn't. You don't have to use much safety help here. They're bringing it.
10:02 left to go. 2nd down and 12. Ball on the Pioneer 33. Matheson rolling out to his right. Avoids a sack. It looks like his throw will be intercepted. 1st and 10 Pioneers. Matheson threw it low. Looked to be almost incomplete, but the Pioneer corner dove. Nice play made there by the Pioneer defense.
Another Sand Springs turnover. A low throw, but the Stillwater defense made a great play on the ball.
1st and 10 Pioneers at their own 32-yard line. Snaps. Gage dropping back, goes through his progression, throws it to Thompson. Thompson moving around towards his left, trying to shake off the defender. Gains 1, make it 2nd down and 9. One positive thing from that turnover is as the offensive line was jogging back, I don't know if you caught this, but Webb was stepped out from the sideline.
No, I didn't see it.
That's
great.
Hitting his linemen's helmets. Fakes the handoff to Roberts, throws it over and incomplete. That was intended for Kendrick. Running a seam down the middle.
Yep.
3rd down and 9. Clock stops at 9:29 here in the 3rd. It's an interesting announcement.
Yeah.
Some movement there at the front of the line from the Sandites. Luckily, they did not get called for an offsides penalty. Snap. Gundy has plenty of time, no pressure. Throwing it deep, way past his intended receiver. Trent Hardesty, name we do not. Second time I've called that tonight. And clock stops, 9:23, 4th and 9. Pioneers out to punt.
So Sand Springs holds them to 3 and out.
Interesting punt formation. 5 Pioneers down to the right. I don't think there's enough Sandites covering. High snap, but Gundy will punt. Possibly tipped, or I guess the wind had a funky hit, but that's going to take a big Pioneer bounce. Keeps rolling down past the Sandite 15 to the 13. Stops near the 12.
What a punt. It wasn't that he made there was the distance, it was the bounce, huh?
It was. Big bounce, very helpful for the Pioneers. Sandite offense coming back out, some positive things, but that drive was ended with a bitter interception. So we do have some interesting things going on around 6A2 District 1. Muskogee's up on Grant 52-0.
Wow.
3 receivers right. Blitz coming. McCoy breaking 1 tackle, but a Pioneer defender held on. Fumble on the play. Pioneers say they have it, and they do. Turnover. 1st and 10 Pioneers. So consecutive turnovers here for the Sandites. Everything's pretty much falling apart here, Chris.
Yeah, well, I didn't see how it looked like it just got straight stripped from Ali. So,
ball on the 16-yard line, 1st and 10 Pioneers. Also, Barterville is up on our opponent for next week. Putnam City West 34-0, and Booker T. Washington 27-0 against Tahlequah. Seems to be a lot of disparity in our district.
absolutely.
2 receivers left, 1 on the right here for the Pioneers. Snap, drops back. Gundy looking. Has his receiver open near, trying to scramble towards and dives at the pylon. So Kendrick brought down just a half-yard shy of the end zone. Kendrick doing a great job of getting open.
Ran a really good route there, and, of course, Gundy delivered it perfectly.
So Pioneers 1st and goal, ball on the 1-yard line, 8:44 left to go. Hands it off to Roberts, nobody near him. Goes in untouched. Pioneers now up 50-0. Stillwater taking advantage of these miscues. Extra point unit out to punt.
Well, Sand Springs opens the second half with 2 back-to-back turnovers.
Extra point up and good. Pioneers lead 51-0.
And we had a little bit of a spark there on the first possession, and got a little bit of a run attack going, but turned it over on an interception, and came right back out on the next possession and turned it over on a fumble. So
nothing going right here.
Nothing going right for the Sandites, and it's tough to not only is it tough to watch, it's tough to call sometimes. But let's just show some grit here.
Try to get a nice drive going. Also around 6A football, Choctaw's up on Deer Creek 14-0. Ponca City's leading Putnam North 20-0.
That Choctaw game is a big game. That's so they're leading.
Yes.
Beating Deer Creek.
Yep. Del City's up on Sapulpa 49-7. And just almost a lot of blowouts here this week in 6A2. Odd to see. Pioneers out to kick once again. Weather now at 62 degrees. We had some of our cameramen getting a little bit chilly down there, Chris, weren't they?
I know. They all flocked up here during halftime, man, looking for some warmth. So I get it. My wife texted me and said, "Is there any room up there?" I guess it's pretty chilly outside.
With that kick, that'll be a touchback. Sand Springs will start their drive on their own 20-yard line. And here we go. I think we're finally going to get to see the freshman, number 20, Keelan Corbury, come out.
Yep. See what he's got going.
The 5'8", 155 freshman.
Give him a shot.
Also plays that defensive back. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Snap, and they'll hand it off to Corbury, and he's met there by some Pioneer defenders right at the line of scrimmage. Welcome to varsity football.
There you go. Smashed right at the line of scrimmage. He'll be all right.
Chris, what was your first snap in the Division I level? Do you remember your first
At the
ever play?
D1 level?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of which team it was. Might have been Texas Tech.
Down in Lubbock?
No, it was here.
Low throw. Matheson has it complete to Rutledge. No correction on that. Blevins. Gain of 3. 3rd down and 7.
I had a guy in front of me go down injured, and the coach was yelling up and down the sidelines for Kaiser. Kaiser. I'm standing there with my helmet underneath my arm. My roommate's standing next to me, and he jabs me, and he goes, "I think that's you." I said, "Yeah, that is me." I went jogging in like a redshirt freshman, So played a series there, and then the guy that I was spelling came back in. So
little slip screen there to Corbury. He'll get tackled for loss. 4th down. Punt unit now coming out. How fast was your heart beating, or were you pretty calm?
Well, the guy that helped recruit me, one of the linemen that was in there, he looked at me and said, "You're going to be all right. Just do it. I'll help you through this." So my heart was beating big time. And it was a big game. I mean, I think it was 14-14 at that point against Texas Tech. So
now that wasn't in the Southwest Conference days, was it?
It was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. And then somehow we played them here. I don't know how we went home and away with them a couple times in my career. So I ended up winning that game, but that was my first varsity experience where I was wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and scared to death.
Pioneers will start their drive on their own 40-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 on the left. Hands it off to Roberts. Roberts moving to his left, finding a gap and increases moving forward. For correction, that's not Roberts. That is number 22, Andre Long.
Yeah, so we're seeing some second team guys coming in here.
Gage Gundy taken out. In for him, number 14, Parker Edwards. Edwards, a sophomore. 1st down and 10. 6:18 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Edwards throws it. Has it complete to Thompson. He'll be right near the 1st down marker. Short about half a yard. 2nd down and 1. .555 here in the 3rd.
2nd and 1. Or is that 3rd and 1?
I believe 2nd.
Yeah.
Long just runs straight ahead, puts his shoulder down, trucks Gatlin, and gets a 1st down. The straight stud, Drake Fain.
Drake Fain. So another Stillwater 1st down here.
Clock now at 5:29. Snap. Hands it off to Long. Long just runs up the middle. Has a gap. Picked up.
He's a different
yards.
style running back, isn't he?
Roberts was more shifty.
He's a load. He's a business decision when you got to make that tackle.
They ever hand the ball off to you on a goal line situation,
No.
Chris?
I do not have the Perry or refrigerator Perry. Never got that.
4:59 now here to go in the 3rd quarter. Clock running. 2 receivers left, 1 right here for Edwards in the shotgun. Snaps. Drops, throws a fade route. Has it complete.
That's a nice play.
Trent Hardesty finally getting a catch on the day, extended his long frame down at the 1.
It's a back shoulder throw and catch right there.
Snap, hands it off to Long Met, trying to churn those legs into the end zone. And they're going to give it to him. Touchdown, Stillwater. Now up 57-0. Chris, do we even mention a running clock?
Huh. So I saw there was an article this week in Tulsa World about the mercy rule that 8-man football's had it forever, and should we instill that in the 6A, all the way up the ladder? So I guess it's a worthy argument. It's a worthy discussion on every level.
You've been on both sides of the ball here. You've been an athlete and you've also been a parent.
Right.
So how do you think? Yeah. What are your thoughts on having a running clock then? From both perspectives, if you can walk me through it.
Well, I can also speak from coaching. The INFC, the Little League level.
Okay. Okay.
All my boys, 15 years of it, all the way through 6th grade. School ball started, actually through 7th grade, and school ball started in 8th. And if you got a team down by 35 points, it was what you call lock the clock, and it was just a running clock from that point on. So your goal was, hey, how fast can we get to 35? Nothing. And then that clock just goes. And it's amazing how fast it goes when there's no no stop. So as a parent, I liked it. But I'd like to be on the the winning side of that ball as well. So
sure. How proficient as a coach in Little League were you?
Well, it was great memories. I loved it. I loved doing it. So it was some of the things that I treasure the most is that time coaching my kids. So, but I learned a ton too. I mean, you're always learning. If you're, and I learned, the different schemes and different offenses that I'd never run a spread offense.
Sty formation.
It was all power game and drop back pass stuff when I was playing, and the spread offense kind of came in the the 90s and then the 2000s.
So Sandite starting here at the 20. Corbury shifting to his left, shifting back to his right, and then left again. Showing some speed, some pop and step.
A little shake and bake there.
Yeah. So with the forward progress, should have gotten the first down. And they will. Moving the chains for him. So 1st and 10 Sandites. Thanks to Corbury. Doing a great job.
It's a nice run.
First and 10 Sandites, ball on the 32-yard line. He's going to hand it off to him again. Finds another gap. Moving to his right, tackle down. Picks up 8. 2nd down and 2.
It's a good look. I like what I'm seeing by this young running back. He's shifty.
Referees signaling to stop the clock.
We've got a chain issue over on the sideline. Trying to figure it out.
It's always something with you, Chris. Every week, something interesting happens during these games.
I think they got it all straightened up now.
There we go.
It's a kink in the chain. There'll be a 2nd down.
2nd down and 2. But no district championships when you were a coach?
We always got to the finals. Matt's team won the what was it called?
You have the trophy for it.
Yeah,
so.
we do.
Okay.
We did. It was gold ball. So,
I only had one trophy from my football days, and I'm embarrassed to share it over the air, but I believe in being honest and being myself with the viewers since they tune in and support us day in and day out. And at the time, I didn't realize the significance of this award. But
what was the award?
You are officially calling Sandite football with the Ace Lucas, who won the Most Improved Award.
Oh, the most improved player. All
Yeah.
right.
The MIP.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that-
I got
incomplete pass there.
Yeah, second down and 10.
Before we got into that.
Hand off, just running straight up the middle, lowers his shoulder, but the ball came down. But I think he was already down before the ball squeaked out.
Yep.
And based on where they're going to place it, it'll be another 1st and 10 here for the Sandites. Corbury just doing a great job showing his passion for the game.
Definitely. That's a spark. They cross midfield under their own 45 here. Another Sandite first down.
1st and 10 on the Pioneer 45-yard line. Matheson back in the shotgun. Hands up to Corbury, breaking through again, shifting around. Now crosses the Pioneer 35. They're going to signal at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10, Sand Springs. Things picking up here.
That'll be the 4th first down of this drive, the 5th play. So, talk about a drive.
And we got to give it all to number 20.
Absolutely. He's finding his way through this defense.
Snap, handed off to him as he runs outside to the left, bounces off his tackle, gets tripped, and falls down.
Man, he stay on his feet right there, and he's getting another first down.
Clock still winding here, 2:17 left to go in the second quarter. So 2nd down and 8, ball at the Pioneer 32. Trips right, 1 left, snaps, hands off to Corbury, shifting outside, moves to the left, breaks back to the left to the 10, slides down. Flag down on the play, though. I'm worried that's going to be on Sand Springs. I believe it's going to be a personal foul.
I can't tell. I'm looking at the body language here. Maybe was it Riley?
So personal foul penalty. Nope, that'll be on the Pioneers.
Half the distance to the goal.
So 1st and goal, Sand Springs on the verge of getting their first score of the day. All thanks to number 20, Keelan Corbury.
I think you've got to honor Keelan here. He's done a lot of work to get him down here. That'll be the 5th first down of this drive.
Trips right. 1 receiver left, handoff to Corbury, just running up the middle. Breaks through and gets a touchdown.
Wow.
Sand Springs on the board. And the student section getting up loud for the first time tonight.
So that will be a 8-play, 80-yard drive. Most of the yardage was from Keelan Corbury.
Daniels out to kick the extra point. Kick is up. Right square through the uprights. Sand Springs now on the board as the Pioneers lead 58-7. You know, I wasn't expecting Corbury to be a possible highlight of the night, but
There you
happy
go.
to have him.
There you go.
Happy to call it.
Yep. One minute and 50 left in the third quarter. Sand Springs gets on the board.
It's about time, Chris. It's about time.
Amen. Helped by a personal foul penalty there.
So what'd you notice from the offensive line on that drive?
Well, you know, of course, got to call it like you see it. You're playing against the reserves. You know, Stillwater, second team, maybe third team guys, and they're playing. They're doing well right there. So, anyway, but you're going to take it. You know, hey, let's get some points here. Let's save a little bit of face. So.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure if you onside it here.
Well, I'm a big believer in risking it for the biscuit, Chris. So
Little pooch.
High and up, recovered by the Pioneers at their own 36-yard line. Stillwater will come out here, their offense, with 1:50 left to go in the third quarter. Sandite first-string defense still out. And I think a turnover is due here at some point.
That'd be nice.
So, 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. They love that formation. Stillwater's go-to. Parker Edwards there with Long in the backfield. He'll just hand it off to him as Long runs straight up the middle.
A host of Sandites in there on the tackle.
Gains 3, makes that 2nd down and 7.
I see Waylon Jeffers coming up on the bottom of it.
There you go. Met with Jeffers' grandparents outside the game. They are very proud of him, and rightfully so. He has done a great job this season. Edwards fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, pass complete to Thompson. Hardesty. And that'll be 1st and 10 as the Pioneers now get into the Sandite territory.
Hardesty's shown that he could get up and get the ball. I mean, he's done a good job making some really, really tough catches.
Kind of reminds me of Matt Kaiser a little bit, don't you think?
Every once in a while, right?
Now 59 seconds of the clock running here in the third quarter. Snap, Edwards drops, throws it again, back shoulder pass, incomplete. Hardesty drops it.
And actually worked his way to get back inside of Smithick there, and probably should have caught that ball.
So clock stops with 48 seconds. 2nd down and 10, ball on the Sandite 44.
Incomplete pass.
Snap, head off to Long, trying to go around his guard and get through the tackle. Sandite's ready for his run, make it 3rd down and 8.
Gatling gun in there making the stop, the run stop.
.27 seconds.
3rd down and long.
I'll be surprised if we see some play action here. Edwards snaps, drops back, has time, and has a man open but overthrows him. That was Bryce Habicott. Pass incomplete, 3 yards out of his reach. So clock stops with 8 seconds left to go here, 4th down and 9.
Stillwater's going to be forced to punt.
Is that the 2nd time or 3rd time? 3rd time tonight, I believe.
Actually, this will be the 3rd punt. You are correct.
Oh, they faked the punt. Pass incomplete. Now,
How about that?
does that irritate you at all, a fake punt there? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of 4-down territory there.
It's only the schools that refuse FCA that irritates you.
Well, Bixby has some FCA, but so. Wow. A little fake punt. I mean, you got that's fine. I mean, plus there was your reserve guys, basically.
Zach Tyson was the intended target. Couldn't hold on to it as the ball was a bit high. So 3 seconds left to go in the third quarter. This will be our last play of the quarter. Matheson in the backfield, shotgun. Hands off to Corbury. Corbury tackled in the backfield. He'll be tackled at the line of scrimmage. That'll end the third quarter. Pioneers up 58-7 here on Sandite TV. So, Chris, Sandites, we found something. Corbury handed off to him.
Yep, got on the board. Doing pretty good there. What he's doing a little bit. He's got enough startup speed. He's just being patient and he's actually letting some guys run past him, and then he's putting it into high gear and gone.
So what kind of runner or what running back does he remind you of?
That's good. That's a great question.
Thank you.
A little Emmett Smith type of. I mean, Emmett would just let that thing open up and then just be
I think
gone.
you read my mind on that.
So. They just ran a track, and that they did a lot of zone blocking, what we call zone blocking, and just Emmett would just wait for things, just be patient, then be gone. Just so, and that's what Keelan's doing.
So if you could have gotten drafted, Chris, where would you have wanted to go?
I had the Steelers talking to me.
Really? You never told me that.
And the Falcons. Yeah, I had a great junior year until the 10th game of the season. I broke both bones of my left leg.
First or second down here in the fourth quarter. Corbury staying up, bouncing off of a tackle. Third down. Steelers, huh? And the Falcons?
Yeah, both of them came in town, did some measurements, did some tryout or just some drills with them, and
I mean, I knew you were big time. I just didn't realize how big time.
Man, I think it was a little overrated, but I was a 3-year starter, and so
here we go. Third down and 7 for the Sandites.
Offsides on Stillwater.
Flag down. Man, you're right again there, partner. So if you had to choose between the Steelers and the Falcons, where would you want it to go?
Man, I'm a warm weather guy, so.
Third down and 2, 11:23 left on the clock. Yep, that amoeba defense, about 2 yards away, now slowly creeping up. Hand it off to Corbury, and the Stillwater amoeba No, Corbury broke through to the line of scrimmage.
Pretty good moves right there, just to stay up and then get back to the line of scrimmage.
And the Sandite offense is going to stay out there. I like the decision. I think you have to.
Yeah.
But do you trust Matheson to throw it, or try to hand off to Corbury?
I think hand off. The Sims brothers are like, let's go, let's roll with this.
Fourth down and 3, ball on the 50-yard line. Snaps. Matheson dropping back. He is going to throw it to Blevins. Blevins comes down with it at the Pioneer 43-yard line, right over the middle. First and 10 Sandites.
Great job. I'll take it.
Matheson not letting the pressure get to him. Ball now at the Pioneer 41-yard line.
So that'll be a first down.
Kind of bobbles the snap there, hands off to Corbury. Corbury running around to the left, tackled at the 35-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Make that second down and 4. Trips right, one man on the left. Corbury stutter step, stops, moves out to his right, cuts back. It's the block, running out to his right now, crosses the 25.
What?
Shoulder down, and he will not drop.
He will not. I mean, I love it. I love his passion. I love just.
Reminds me of a young Chris Kaiser.
No. So what a great job right there. And he has been a highlight tonight, hasn't he?
He really has. So ball in the Pioneer 22, first down and 10. Corbury.
Second first down of the drive.
Gains 1, make it second down and 9.
Man, great energy.
Some strong future for this.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. Man, it makes you look forward to the future, doesn't it?
Sorry to keep reading your mind,
go.
Chris. Jumps it off to Corbury in the flat. Struggling to catch it, but he holds on. I think that was a loss of 1, so makes it third down and 10.
Ali checks into the game.
So maybe that is Corbury's only real kryptonite here is catching the ball.
No, that was a bad throw.
That was a bad throw?
I'm sorry. Yeah, you got to put it where he needs it. That wasn't where he needed it.
Third down and 9. Blitz coming for Matheson. Has Rutledge open on a crossing route near the first down marker. So fourth down and 2. Clock continuing to wind. Sandites will have over 4 minutes of possession here in the fourth quarter. Ball on the 14-yard line. We're now at 7:57 with the clock rolling. McCoy in the backfield. And a timeout called.
Yeah.
The Amoeba defense.
No,
Something
you
we're
could
not going to
tell.
call that
No,
much.
No.
I would think we're gonna have to call New York and get a replay on that throw and versus the catch.
No, you go tonight and look, and you watch Keelan's. I was going to say something that you've called it out. Keelan's response right there on the ground after he dove to catch a bad pass was like, man, you can tell if you would put that ball where I can catch it, I'm getting a first down. And I didn't say anything because I'm like, that was a little bad body language there. He kind of slammed the ball on the ground. I was like, man, give me a chance to catch this thing.
Well, I know film don't lie, Chris.
And I know Merrick's dad, and I know the Mathesons very well. I'm just saying, put it there where, I'm a receiver's dad too, and I used to gripe all the time, man, if you just throw it where he can catch it, my kid will go score.
No, I understand. No player's perfect. Oh, Daniel's out to kick a field goal.
Here we go.
I like it. He's 0 for 1 last week, a 28-yard attempt.
Boom, nice snap.
Here we go. Kick is up. Plenty of air, but no good.
Man.
Too wide right. So Daniels continuing to struggle with his field goals, and that'll be a turnover.
Plenty of power, plenty of leg underneath that. Boy, that would have been nice. Turn it over on downs after a missed field goal.
So 7:43 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Stillwater will start their drive on the 20-yard line as they come and jog out. First string Sandai defense still out here, playing against the reserves for the Pioneers. Parker Edwards fakes the throw, fakes the handoff.
Nice throw and catch.
Has a man open on the slant. Habicott gets the first down and 10 for the Pioneers. Ball on the Pioneer 34.
Was that Alex Dudley on the play on the tackle?
I'm pretty sure. Pass incomplete.
Out here playing a little safety. That's a freshman. There's a lot of freshmen on this team.
There are.
Getting some time, and
that's why we can't demand perfection this year, but next year, you betcha.
Future, like you said, is bright.
Just like our broadcasting careers.
Yours. I'm a has-been.
Not in my eyes, Chris. Not in my eyes. You're more of a has-yet to me. Handoff run in between the tackles. Makes that third down and 6. Two receivers left. One right. Edwards has done a pretty decent job of throwing the ball.
Yeah, he has.
We'll see what Stillwater dials up. High snap. Edwards jumps to hold on to it. Rolls out to his right. Completed the pass, but
good job, Gatlin.
Well short of the first down. Flags down on the field, though.
Well, we're talking. We were talking high on Alex, and I think he got a personal foul there. And here comes Jabe. Go talk to Coach Klink.
Oh,
he's getting an earful. I'm sorry,
man.
young man. We're getting ready to get him off the field. Here's what he's telling you. We were getting ready to get him off the field, and you make a bonehead play like that, and he knows. He knows.
That reminds me of that D I got in Spanish class.
Did you see that now? Coach Klink gave him a little love, a little pat on the helmet there, said, man, you're better than that. You're better than that.
So referees will place the ball. We're waiting to see where they're going to put it for the first down. Or they're replaying the third down.
All right.
Okay. So 3rd down and 5 here for the Pioneers. 6:32 left to go in the fourth quarter.
I think it's 4th or 3rd.
There we go. 2 receivers left. Edwards snap.
Good job. Almost jumped off.
Sand Springs, yeah, they were getting a bit antsy on that play. Snap. Edwards drops back.
Nice
Has time
pressure,
rolling
nice
out to his
pressure.
right
Get
now.
him.
He's gonna scramble it, trying to get close to the first down marker. Be about 2 yards shy.
Way to hold off and not get a penalty there.
So
Great job by
4th down and 1 for Stillwater. Offense still out.
Dallas Ellifritz pursues all the way to the sidelines.
Now they send in the punt unit.
All right, D up here. They might run a fake. In fact, Gundy's not back there.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Kendrick, the deep looks. I didn't know Kendrick.
Yep,
Oh,
here he
and
is,
there's
fake.
the fake, and that'll be 1st and 10 Stillwater. That was a direct snap to Zach Tyson. And 1st and 10 Pioneers.
So you got a fake punt. I saw it coming.
You did.
I did see it. Only on the personnel that was out there. I mean, I just knew what usually Stillwater's done. Not saying that I was all that prepared, but it just didn't look right.
5:39 left to go here in the 4th. Snap, throw it. Has a man open in the flat.
Good job, RJ.
Tackle down after a
Oh,
gain of
My bad.
5.
That's Cody Kramer.
So 2nd down and 5. Here for the Pioneers. 2 receivers right. High snap.
Here, let's go get it.
Way far back.
All right.
Almost that turnover for the Sandites.
There again, Dallas Ellifritz. Good job pursuing.
So that'll be 3rd down and long. Almost 3rd down and 30. So 3rd down and 29.
Yep.
Whew. I wonder what the longest 3rd down the Tulsa offense has had while you were blocking.
I don't know.
Another high snap for Edwards, holding on to
Dallas.
it. Trying to do a little
Nice
slip
little
screen.
Good job, Owen Floyd.
There to make the tackle. Now the punt unit will come out. I would be shocked if we saw a fake. Absolutely
Not this
shocked.
time. But we're not bringing Gundy in.
Interesting punt formation.
Maybe they're going to work on something here.
Stillwater with a little bit of trickery as the clock now gets into 3:59 territory. High snap.
Oh.
Punt is up short. Ooh, a nasty-looking punt as the ball dribbles
That's not your
outside.
regular punter.
And that'll stay in Pioneer territory. So Sand Springs, 3:50 left to go here in the 4th. With some great field position and plenty of time to score. Try to get a double-digit score here. We'll have to see.
So Sand Springs takes over on their 40, on 40. Keelan Corbry getting ready to see a heavy dose of him.
And after Daniel Smith's punt, I think we can presume that
Missed
there's
field
not going to,
goal.
or sorry, missed field goal. There's not going to be any more field goals tonight.
Probably not. Although I like
Unless
to
it's a
see
chip shot.
I like to see him out there just giving it. I mean,
We all do, Chris.
Yeah, yeah,
He's a fan favorite, I think.
yeah. Or he's a broadcast favorite for sure.
Corbury dancing around like Emmett Smith, getting a nice carry.
Yep.
8-yard carry. No, sorry, 9. Or, oh, jeez. 7 yards, folks. I will make sure to go home, get some Gatorade.
It's been a long night up
Yeah,
here.
I don't know what is happening. But I'm glad I have Chris Kaiser with me on my side. 2nd down and 3. Handoff to Corbury again.
Get there.
Shifting around, but the Pioneers will tackle him at the line of scrimmage.
It'll be 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. He got about a yard on that play. Clock winding here, 3:09. Three receivers right, 1 left. Corbury to the left of Matheson.
Swing
Snap.
it out.
Fakes the little pass out to the flat, had a man open in the middle of the field. 1st and 10, Sandites.
Nice throw and catch there for a first down.
That was to Jacob Blevins. And the Sandites showing a little bit of creativity.
Yeah, Matheson did a good job there faking that out route or faking that flat route and then throwing it.
Handed off to Corbury, trying to shoot through right behind his center. Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 11.
Be nice to put one more touchdown on the board.
It's good for morale, especially for Corbury. He did. I don't know if anyone in football necessarily deserves a touchdown, but it would be good for him, and I'd be happy for him. And Corbury kind of rolling around, that is not a good sign.
Nope.
Athletic trainers go out. Yikes. Well, we hope he's okay.
Looked like it was a hand or a wrist.
Oof. Coach Klink out there as well. So that clock will stop at 2:04. We're in the 4th quarter. Stillwater's up 58-7. Sand Springs getting some positive momentum. I think there was a nasty collision made with Corbury and one of the Pioneer defenders. I like seeing Jacob Levins jogging out, though, to check on his teammate.
Yep.
And things are fairly quiet here at Memorial Stadium.
Never like to see this. Like to see him hop up.
Here we go. He's slowly rising up, and there you go, Chris. And there we go. He's able to walk off on his own weight, a great sign.
Very, very much so. A little bit of a limp. He says he's okay.
So Pioneers will take over at their own 26-yard line. 2:04 left to go in the 4th quarter. This drive should be about it. High snap, hand off to Long, cutting back to his left. Tackled at the 30, gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Sorry, 2nd down and 5. .141 left to go here in the 4th. Handed off to Long again. Gain of about 2, but multiple Sandite defenders there to tackle. Gatling Gunn still making plays here late into the 4th.
Yep.
Third down and 3 here for the Pioneers. If they make this one, that will be the ball game. Edwards clapped. Try to get a Sandite to jump off sides. Gets back, man in motion. Flag down, that'll be a false start.
Yeah, that didn't look right, did it? It looked a little awkward coming across that formation. You can tell they're young guys.
Yeah, the reserves.
What did I do wrong? I saw the Sand Springs defense was like pointing, like he can't come forward there. The clock is still running.
35 seconds. Referee signaled it to just go.
Just run the clock.
3rd down and 8. Yep. Another high snap. Edwards scrambling out to his left. Should be careful. Doesn't want to get injured. And that'll do it here, folks. That'll be the last play of the game as the clock goes down. 14, 13, 12. Both teams meeting there at the 50-yard line to shake hands and to say congratulations. So we'll roll quickly into our post-game show right now. All right, Chris, what do you think this game means for Sand Springs and for the rest of the schedule?
Well, that puts them in a really tough spot in the district. And, just as you look towards the playoffs, the schedule gets a little bit easier next week and down the line. So let's see how our guys come out of this in regards to not only mentally, physically, can they rebound? And I'm sure they can. I know enough about them. I know enough about the coaching staff. It's just, now pick yourself up here and let's start game planning for Putnam City West.
Well, folks, in conclusion here, good news. I mean, the rest of this schedule is the weakest part of the district. So it's been rough, it's been tough, but there'll be plenty of time to heal before playoffs. We'll be back home here at Memorial Stadium next Thursday. Not Friday, but Thursday.
Yeah, Sand Springs goes on their fall break next week.
So we'll be taking on Putnam City West Patriots, record of 2-4, and they're 0-3 in district play.
Okay.
And they are losing to Bartlesville 48-7 at the moment. So this should be a fairly achievable win for the Sandites. Even though this one hurt to call, Chris, I still have a little bit of that gold fever, my friend.
Gold fever. I saw some things that I liked. I did see that these guys didn't stop, didn't quit. Saw some young guys get in and get some playing time tonight. And show some spark. And like we talked about, a bright future ahead for Sand Springs. So learn from this, gain all the wisdom that you can, and gain all the knowledge from your film study and things, and get ready for next week.
So one last time tonight here from the studio or inside the booth, I'm Asa Lucas with my trusted advisor, confidant, and color commentator,
Chris Kaiser. Thanks for tuning in.
And have some gold fever, folks. Next Thursday will be fun.